answer the questions.
I'm answering your question. The whole concept comes from a book written by a man.
Alright, I'm pretty sure somebody definitely wrote a book somewhere that's great, but this is what I'm saying. If you believe that this is a made-up identity,
of course it is. A man made it up.
That's cool. Where did the identity come from is my question. The origins of this collective persona, these social intelligence, all of these trials.
A book called the Bible, the Torah, the Tanakh, right? The Quran, the Abrahamic faith.
Listen, I'm making a bigger point here, right? My bigger point is it don't matter. Anybody can have power for a certain time. The dumbest group of people can have power for a certain. It's how long you can maintain dominance. You have to at least maintain it for centuries on centuries to prove that you have high IQ. Right now, the Jewish state, it's only been there 50 years. We have to see how long they're able to maintain this control, because I believe these guys are complete monkeys, right? I don't think Israel is going to last another 100 years. I guarantee you it won't be. But we're going to have to see how high their IQ really is to see how much. Because you have to remember, the Muslims, Islam, ruled the world for so many years. Eventually they will fall. It's only a matter of time until they come back to where they used to be. But we have to see how long their empire, the Jewish state, will rule the world.
But this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. I'm gonna let Zephyr go. Hold on, I'm gonna let you go, Zephyr. But this is what I'm saying, business. Are you saying that before they had their state, they weren't dominating the spaces they were in, the merchant class, the financier, banking class, those networks of power? They weren't able to dominate in those spaces. They dominated in academia for far longer than they've had a nation state. Are you not saying that they're not dominant?
Brother, you need to have a nation to be able to be dominant. You can't be under another person's rule, but rule like the banks you still don't have complete control of the nation, so you're not the most dominant group in that country. That's the overall point I'm trying to say. Now they actually do have a state, so they are powerful. Let's see how long they're able to maintain it, right, and keep power before they have to be able to defend themselves, because it takes a lot of IQ to have your own nation, to defend it from a lot of invaders, which they have done so far. And we have to see how long they're able to keep power, and it has to be for multiple centuries in order for them to have IQ. You can't be under another country's rule, but dominate so many others.
I agree with everything you said, apart from when you said defending from invading nations. They are the invaders.
True, good point.
Let's be correct.
Wow. Listen, when the Palestinians had the land, right, were they able to terraform the land and change, the desert into, a little bit of forest and able to farm on it? They have the capacity to do that. Because the Jews, once they took custody of the land, they started actually terraforming, like changing the...
Really dropping bombs on it and destroying the land.
That's
terraforming.
Again, Armenians, we have to see how long they're able to continue to advance and to continue to push their country into to maintain it to be a first world nation. And we have to see how long, because as of right now, my prediction is they're not going to last another 15 years. Okay, so let's see.
Yeah, I just want to say the Islamic Golden Age, they didn't even touch the western side of the hemisphere. It's arguable that the current state of Israel is more impactful than the Islamic Golden Age because it actually has a global touch.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see, man. We're gonna have to wait and see how long they're able to maintain it, though, right? We need to see.
All I'm saying is, I, for one, am not impressed by a bunch of savages with a high IQ. I'm not impressed at all.
That sounds like a loser mentality, man. See, me, I'm this is how you know I'm high IQ, right? I learn from everybody, including my enemies. If my enemy has a method, a tactic, a strategy, some technology that I could utilize to my benefit, I'm gonna learn it. I'm gonna simulate that method and tactic and strategy. That's called adaptation. That's called mimicry in nature. And I'm gonna innovate on top of it to even make it better, to make it my own.
So where
You
you
guys,
from? Armenians, where are you from?
Let's
Because
look at
I'm guessing you have
technology. Let's
I'm guessing you done none of these things if you talk about where you came from. I'm
you
here.
guys, hold on. You guys lose, right? You guys lose the race. You get punched in the face.
Oh, I
you
want to
lose
look
this.
at their advanced technology. You tell me a people that are so advanced and so technological that their technologies destroy the very planet that they rely on to live.
More like, where's the Jamaican
Wow.
intelligence? Where's the Jamaican
Wow.
intelligence, brother?
Is that intelligence?
Where's the Jamaican AI? I haven't seen one.
Well, Armenians, where are you from, brother? Because you ain't did none of these things.
I'm from the greatest. I'm from the greatest country in the
Well,
face
why
of
come you
the
haven't taken the power back?
I'm from the greatest country on the face
Why
of the planet called
haven't
the
you
United
taken the
States
power
of
back
America,
like
bro.
they did? Why haven't you used that big old
What is
brain
this
and
The greatest country in the face, the greatest country in all of human
I
history.
think you gotta answer that question, though.
What
I'm answering your
country is
question.
that?
Saying it over and over. I got it.
I'm answering your question.
What country is that, Armenians?
The greatest country on the face of the planet, the greatest civilization in human existence in the whole arc of history is the United States of America, bar none, no comparable.
United States of America. Hold on. This great nation is so great that they're the only one to drop an atomic bomb on
That's
other
actually
people.
why we're great.
Wow.
That's actually why we're great. We invented the atomic era. We ushered the entirety of humanity.
You didn't invent it. You got that from the Germans.
Ushered.
You got that knowledge from the Germans,
They were smart too.
from the Nazis.
Shout out to them.
Yeah.
They were
great too.
absolutely.
You still can use white people counterparts.
I mean, I am part of European, so but listen, right? This is the thing.
See it there.
I mean,
European,
I am who I am.
know.
I am who I am, brother. I am who I am, brother.
Nigga cheese, you know.
No shame in my game. But you sound like a nigga peen. Look at your accent, bro. Where's you? Speak African, bro. Listen.
Yeah, what's African though? Library. With the high IQ. Oh man, share your thoughts, bro.
Yeah, man, this is what I'm saying, bro. America in the last 250 years has our technological output, our technological innovation there's no comparable nation state that has produced what we've been able to do.
Such as, give examples.
Cars, trains,
Come on,
planes,
mate.
bombs, computer, internet, interfaces,
What?
artificial intelligence, medical
What?
innovations. Come on, what are we talking?
Hold on. Were those things built and developed and invented by Americans?
Absolutely, brother. Come on, brother.
You
Where's the
liar.
Jamaican TV, bro? Where's the Jamaican refrigerator, bro? We started refrigerator.
Hold on. Jamaica had street lights before New York. What you on about?
Bro, you making that up, bro? You just made that up.
Making that up. Go on, Jake.
Hey, wait, so, Armenians, they said you're part European. What do you mean? Like, are you saying, like, do some recent stuff?
That nobility.
He said he called me a European. I mean, I do have about 15% European ancestry, and I'm not ashamed of it. Right? It's just in my blood. So, if you think I'm
How did he get that?
European, through interracial relationships, rather.
Right?
No, my people weren't raped. That might be yours. I can't speak on your personal story.
Yeah, my ancestors were raped.
I can't speak on my personal story. Is not like that, brother. We actually had a relationship.
Told you more like, man, black nobility, bro. He's probably linked to the president and that. That's his armies, his president.
that's
You know niggas, man. You know, innit? Like JT, you know what I'm talking about?
He's one of them blue
Yes,
bloods.
black European. Yes, absolutely.
Bush, all of them, Clinton, that's all these cousins and that, man.
You're an
Yeah, he ate the butter biscuits in the house. His ancestors.
No, we didn't. I didn't either.
You know, I used to go to the White House, JT.
My ancestors were actually free men of color. So
See, telling you.
I don't come from the stock.
Cousin,
I don't come from the stock of chains and ships and shit.
he was one of the people involved in it, man. Trust me.
So you're, okay. Hey, do you know anything? Like, do you say your European side is contributing to
No, I don't rate it like these other guys do. I don't really care. I think it's irrelevant. But I mean, I'll bring it up if you bring it up. But To me, it's irrelevant. I think a high IQ is high IQ regardless of if it's, a Homo sapien African or, a Homo Neanderthal mixed, European or whatever. I think if you got a high IQ, I don't think it's predicated on, the phenotype.
Okay.
What if I was to say to you, Europeans clearly have the lowest IQ?
Well, I mean, at one point, Europeans did have a recorded low IQ before the Industrial Revolution. Once they transformed to urban societies from agrarian societies, their IQ substantially rose.
I agree with that.
There's a lot more into IQ than people like to admit because people have their own biases and prejudices. Their IQ on average was 50, 60 in that era, right? But, now it's average 100, 101, so on and so forth.
100 to 109. Yeah.
According to their methods, which they invented and they put in place.
Yeah, but I mean, methodology, you can test that. You can test and validate methods of any group. These are abstract concepts. So you can test and validate.
The European cannot see into abstract concepts.
That's crazy.
You want me to prove it?
Prove it, brother. Go ahead.
Alright, let me just read this for you. Right? We live in a world that was created and is maintained by the unified working of a multiplicity of agencies. We live in a world that is composed of a multiplicity of entities that are unified through a web of interdependence. The European could never see that. That's written by my ancestors. They see things separate one from another. So how can they have an high IQ when they cannot even see the true workings of the world in which they live?
So I think one of the beautiful things about IQ is you're able to kind of compartmentalize and abstract, qualities or categories, right? And classify these things, organize these things, and then, using your abstract intelligence, you're able to
have no abstract intelligence. I'm proving it to you.
Synthesize and recombine some of these things that you compartmentalize and you partitioned off. That's abstraction. You need to have partition to be able to abstract.
Yeah.
You need to be able to separate.
In the infancy of his spiritual evolutionary career, man is unable to perceive the hidden forces and abstract principles that unify the working of the shaping forces of the world.
So you're saying you don't think
that is where the European is at.
But you don't think the European has the ability to abstract the principles of nature, the forces of nature?
No, he doesn't.
Electromagnetic gravity.
He would not work against it if he did.
So how do we have?
He wouldn't even invent a motor car which damages the environment because he realized he's damaging himself.
So how do we
he's behaving like a madman.
How do we have quantum computing?
And then he's got some of us following him.
There you go.
With the high IQ.
High IQ. A high IQ that you invent things that is going to bring about your own demise. That's a high IQ.
More like, there's some
wow.
There are some mathematicians, right, that were able to run calculations that were extremely accurate and predict aspects of nature that we hadn't seen empirically using just mental abstractions.
And who brought mathematics to the planet?
I'm not sure, brother.
Oh, it weren't no white European, which you're talking about. So if he's using mathematics, it's because he got it from us.
But it ain't about. But more like, brother, you and I know this both, right? It ain't about who did it first, it's about who did it right. Are we still using mathematics to the degree of the ancient Egyptians, or?
Yes, we are. But we've been subjugated and
Well,
from
we're capable of a
Jews,
different question.
and whatever we do, they take it and portray it as if it was their invention.
Armin, have you ever came across where they give you an answer, for example, as a like the answer might be about an actor that is not even part of your culture or your purview. That a lot of that stuff is on IQ. IQ is supposed to be how fast you can gather information and be accurate. That's the core of IQ. But if they're giving you things that you're unfamiliar with, what is an IQ? The SAT, is that not a form of an IQ test? The SAT, right? But if they give you something that they have you, what was that?
So I don't think the SAT is IQ test.
You don't think it's a form of, I don't know what else to say about that.
It's a gauge of your aptitude, but I don't think so.
It's not a, okay, well, it's
IQ
similar. It's very, well, okay, IQ will give you information that's a social, so a part of it is social. The social norms. That's not the core of it, but a part of it is there. So if you're not familiar with that culture, it's impossible for you to score IQ.
Did you break up or is that off? Is he breaking up? Can y'all hear him? Hello? Y'all hear? So can y'all hear me?
I can't hear him, so I don't know.
Oh, yeah, he broke. Yeah, man, IQ does matter. I think black people, we should be invested in improving our IQs. I think some of us already have high IQs, but it's not something that we should reject because it makes us uncomfortable. I don't think we should reject anything because it makes us uncomfortable. I think we should examine and digest everything, spit out the keep the good stuff and spit out the garbage, because there is garbage in some of these historical discussions about IQ, but act like it's not a valid estimation of intelligence or something that you can kind of generally see predicting better.
If it doesn't aid in bringing about your civilization,
I think it does, though.
right?
What's the value?
How? The people when you say have the high IQ,
Okay,
look
so
at what they've done on the planet. Are they civilized?
To look at the people with the
Are they civilized?
Yes. I'm gonna talk about the groups with the highest IQ on average. There are two groups, right, that have the highest IQ.
Bro, you said out your own mouth that you was
Can I finish with it? Can I finish with it, please? Can I finish with it?
contradicting yourself. You
Please,
said that
have
they
some
were
civility.
civilized. You said that they were saying you can't be
Please
saying
have some
they're civilized.
civility, brother. Please have some civility. I'm the savage, you're the civil person. Please be
That's
civil.
true, but explain.
Please be civil. Please be civil, brother, please. So look, groups with the highest IQ on average, East Asians and Jews. Alright? This is statistical. You can look this stuff up. I'm not making this up. I'm not pulling this out of Clubhouse facts. These are real facts, right? Jews have the highest IQ on average, and you look at what they've contributed collectively in regard to Nobel Peace Prizes, physics, chemistry, and other, STEM areas. That has contributed both to their society and two, to the wider human family. That's just a fact. They've been able to produce, like, literary Nobel laureates and Nobel Peace Prize winners. These Asians
Get their rewards in their schools, get their rewards in their establishments.
Yes, because
Yeah,
why don't we have stuff?
they brought it about and they awarded it to themselves, and you're saying
Why
that's
don't we have those?
wow, we.
Like in Jamaica, where's the Nobel Peace Prize winners in Jamaica?
Well, give us what the Jews have been given, and you will see that. You will see that we
They
have.
weren't.
Wait,
They created stuff. Why do you say given? Why do y'all say given? Hold on. This is weird. This is when it gets weird.
Bro, let me just say a statement.
Why, you didn't even let me finish.
I'm
Bro.
answering to
You
what
didn't even
you
let me
said.
finish, bro. I wasn't finished. I was not
You don't
finished,
want
bro.
to say,
I
go
was
ahead.
not
Go ahead.
finished. I was not even finished, but this is weird. When men start saying, hey, give us what they were given, you're a man. Nobody is going to give you anything as a man. As a group of, hold on, bro. Hold on.
So why were they given something as Jewish men?
Hold on.
Why were they given a land that belonged to somebody else as Jewish men?
Hold on. As a man, Nobody
And
is
your
going to
opinion
say.
He's not gonna
and they were given what they got. So
Finish.
He's not answering the real
we can't be given what was sold to them.
Can I finish? Thank you,
Can
brother.
you stop talking
Can I
about it
finish?
and let somebody else talk? You've been talking 30 minutes.
I know it hurts when the truth
No,
hurts.
we just want to hear somebody else speak and not your
Listen,
voice.
brother, I know the truth hurts. I know it hurts. It's uncomfortable.
Yeah, you've been talking for 45 minutes, bro. We don't want to keep hearing this cold babble.
If you talk more,
We do not want to continue to hear cold babble all day long.
I will talk less.
And you play.
If you talk more, I will talk less. But listen, as a collective group, nobody is going to come out and give you anything or create nobody's going to give you anything to create the conditions for your people to thrive. As men, you have to create them yourself. This whole give me this.
You see what I'm saying? He just cold babbling at this point.
Sounds like a victim. It's just a victim raised milk.
Why do you keep doing this?
Somebody moved him down. Well, no, look. I mean, if
Hold on, let me just raise a valid point.
he's talking about all that,
Hold on, let me raise a point.
Right, I'm not sure whether you that.
Why is he so moving?
Because like this is America. We can talk when we want to. This is how it works.
Alright, listen to me, right? See with the IQ argument thing, yeah? I just want to set this straight. In regards to the IQ argument, here in the UK, the reason they don't rely on it as a valid source of someone's ability of academia is because quite often it is just a response to what they've been exposed to. No level of IQ is able to identify any form of genius. It is not able to identify any potential. What it really does is show who is able to retain knowledge that they've been exposed to, if even that. Now, one question which they put in the IQ test, which is an example which is often referred to in education in the UK, is that there was a question, and the question said, which one is the odd one out? It had a mug, a saucer, knife and fork, and a chair. So, most people pointed towards the chair because obviously it's not part of the equipment which you use to consume food or beverage. A very fair question was put. Who knows what saucer is? Do these children know what saucer is? Because if you're living in inner city London, you've just about got enough space, if you're lucky, to swing a hand. Nobody has cupboard size in inner city London to be able to store saucers. Nobody knows what saucers are in schools that are in inner city London because the children don't have access to them. At best, they may refer to it as a side plate, but even then, because the space is so limited, most people don't have these items in their house anymore. So they then had to ask, is this test passes? And what that argument went on to is, do we need to revise the national curriculum? Is this very outdated? Because the middle class children who can answer these questions live in an environment where they have been exposed to this. So if you are rendering someone incapable of understanding something or incapable of having a certain level of academia based on their lack of knowledge that they have never been exposed to, very unfair test, incredibly unfair test. And that is what has led them to actually say, do you know what, we're not going to go by IQ tests anymore. It's actually very unfair. When we look at what the IQ tests are made of, like Olaf said, it's the test that low people made, tested themselves against it, and they made themselves reward. Very unfair. Literally like asking the
So Empress, you say it's rigged.
100%. You ask anybody who works in, I work in education. You ask anybody that has studied education, and they will tell you that they have studied that. Yeah, I wrote a paper on that when I was studying. Because it's something that you're exposed to very early on. Just like when they say, do you trust the government? When you're working in childcare, then they turn around and tell you about the chemicals that made all of the children disabled that the government gave out as morning sickness drugs. These things are studied in education because it's very important to understand that you have to have your own thought process, you have to have your own mind. Even when you're exposed to something and told, this is what you should believe, you should also have the ability to say, that doesn't sound right though. If I don't know what a saucer is, why are you marking it down on the question? I don't know what it is. If you had called it a side plate, I might have known what it was. But guess what? If I live in inner city London, chances are I don't have saucers. Chances are I don't have side plates. Why? Because we are limited for space. Our kitchens are limited capacity to store them. And even if we did have use them for? In modern day England, we're not resting our cup of tea on it anymore. We don't live like that. We also don't use teapots. From the kettle, the water goes straight into the cup. We don't use teapots. So would you mark a child down or not knowing the real name of it?
I live with my brother. He had 2 kids.
By the way, but
All he does is lay
I
on
understand why an IQ test is no longer relevant and has actually been taken out of the running in terms of what is tools that are used to be able to predict someone's level of potential. Did you understand why they no longer use it? So why not fight this fight?
Oh no, there's Congress. Oh
Okay.
no.
I don't know why you're fighting their fight. It's weird. That it's never grown
A
from.
lot of bit of a coon. Go ahead.
Hey, Roy Moss.
Racism into classism. That's a debate you should be having. Because that's one that fits all.
Welcome, Congress.
Doesn't matter where you come
Do
from.
you want to answer the
Doesn't
question?
matter what colour your skin is. If you've got a certain
Yeah, I can. I think Christianity is exactly the same as all other religions for the most part. So I think if you just study all the major 4 or 5 world religions, you were doing extraction, you would essentially get the same formulas for human psychology and philosophy. And so to say that Christianity is ruining human psychology, that's an all or nothing statement, and it's just not true. Like most Clubhouse titles, the opposite is always the truth of what people put in the title, because it's clickbait, it's reverse psychology. So congratulations.
It's not even a statement. Right, exactly.
I know. While I'm giving you my opinion, you may not like what I said because it upsets your frailties, but that's a you problem, not a me problem.
No, I agree with you to the most part, but I'm saying that if the title is a statement, I mean a question, not a statement.
Oh, whatever. You don't think questions can be statements? What are you, like a 2-year-old?
Well, you can have rhetorical questions, but those are ones that really don't need an answer because they're obvious.
Well, I have a question I'd like to ask.
Exactly. What are you saying to? Are you always this retarded? Right?
I'd like to ask a question to Dr. Roivas here.
At least retarded now.
Dr.
Are you a legit congressman, or do you just get
I'm a
some
candidate.
kind of like?
I'm a candidate.
You're a candidate for what?
16th district in Illinois. I'm running as a Republican.
Oh, and you're happy that Stephen Colbert got censored? You like banning people's freedom of speech?
No, I think it had to. It had to do with the fact that.
Can I ask you another question before you answer
No,
that?
it had the fact to do that Colbert criticized Paramount. He criticized his
Do you
employer,
sit
and
and
that's what
jerk over
happens.
Bill O'Reilly?
Do I sit and jerk off when I watch Bill Riley? No, I don't jerk
Yeah,
off
do
and watch
you
Bill Riley.
watch Bill O'Reilly and just get your todger out and start wanking off?
Is that what? Are you projecting Bill Riley as being a very
No,
masculine man?
I'm asking if that's what you do.
No, you fat, disgusting lard of shit. That is not what I do.
Oh,
shut the fuck up.
do you feel angry that I asked you that? Why do you feel angry?
I don't
feel Did I angry. touch I was just
gonna send you back an insult because
Oh, but now he's mimicking me. I've definitely touched a nerve.
Ooh, they've delicately touched my
Listen to him. He's so triggered right now.
He's so triggered. Oh, did we trigger you by asking you if you want to jerk off to Bill O'Reilly? Did you think I got a good jerk off to Bill O'Reilly? Because it gets me dick hard. You're asking me if I want to jerk off to Bill O'Reilly and bust a nut looking at Bill O'Reilly.
No, your British accent is absolutely...
It's garbage. It sounds like yours. It's atrocious. Do you jerk off and look at Bill O'Reilly?
My question's
Do you jerk off while you watch Bill O'Reilly on YouTube?
when you watch Bill O'Reilly?
Do you jerk off when you watch Bill O'Reilly on YouTube?
What about the one where he goes, "We'll do it live"? We'll
Fuck
do it
it.
live.
Fuck it. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Fuck it. We'll do it live.
So I want to ask you again. Do you jerk off when you watch Bill O'Reilly on YouTube? He's getting triggered. He's getting triggered.
It's ask, not ask.
So I want to ask a question. Did anyone agree with my response to the title of the room? No? Cat got your tongue? Can't agree with somebody who reverse trolled you back? Everybody's silent. That means you must have got the message. So glad for you. Happy that you've learned the truth of the earth. That you're wasting all your time. Enigma, Bobby, Shemayahu, Jacob. You're all wasting your time.
Rights pertaining to the priesthood, etc. The reason why I know this difference is because when you read Abraham, he had when you go into, I think, Genesis, quote me from
You got all the pieces. You got everything. You got a Nobel Prize winner, a CEO. What more do you need? Well, it still doesn't work. So it's frustrating because of the timing part. But then when it becomes hot, you got to go. What's up, Congressman?
Hey, good afternoon.
This guy, Mindman, has been on the run lately.
Yeah, because of RFK.
Yeah, man, cannabis could be coming. That would probably be more on speed. Also, Dawn and that shit too.
We missed this one after the Compass.
No one missed it. I've been talking about Compass for a year. Stan, I talked to Stan about it offline. He sent a bunch of stuff. Compass was his pick, but it went up and down, very volatile. All of these have been tough to ride.
The thing is, the day me and you discussed it, which is when I heard about it for the first time, Monday, June 23rd. So it was like the day before that Sunday. It was trading at $2.35. The stock had cratered. That was an ideal entry point. That's
well, again because of the news. They were bitching about the result, but the result wasn't really that bad.
It's up 83% in like 3 weeks.
I'm looking at the PE of Nvidia. It's 55 and a $4.2 trillion market cap.
Yeah, it's a slow rider.
High risk. The way I look at it.
Super high risk here, right? Crazy high
You'll
risk.
continue to have this flat market with the small caps racing forward.
Oh, really?
There's NVIDIA, Apple. I don't understand Google well enough. A lot of people like it. I don't understand Facebook enough. A lot of people like it.
Google is unbelievable. YouTube.
Netflix, I understand. Netflix is solid, but it's also up there.
Netflix is a big propaganda machine.
Yeah.
That's right. But it's they're getting that $7.99 or whatever the hell the rate is from everybody.
And plus they have ads now. Like that shit sucks. Like, why did you do that?
You had to cancel though. It hasn't sucked enough for you to cancel. That's why Crunchyroll is better.
I don't understand.
To be honest, I don't watch TV. I don't watch TV at all. I watch an occasional movie, but that's about it.
Good policy. Me too.
Yeah. Once you use this app, you realize just how absolutely insane it is to sit there in front of a television and not be able to interact. It's crazy.
Sometimes I feel the opposite, Congressman. I start watching TV and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing on this app?
I mean, how many times are you going to have to see a story regurgitated, mass-directed, mass-produced? I mean, it's all this. It's like, that's what I'm saying. At least on this app, it's real people, real voices. I mean, that form of communication, I think, is like even more deceptive than the bullshit, insane things you hear on this app.
You're making it sound very romantic, very intimate.
So I was like in this politically correct room this morning and just recording and clipping all the conversations. And the big buzzword is um, populist. But then they will self-describe as Democrat socialists. So they're literally liberal Democrat socialist populists. And whatever that means, liberal Democrat socialist, LDSP.
Slash extremist. You forgot the extremist part.
So if it's LDSP versus MAGA, it's really just Democrat versus Republican. I mean, they just want to use these fancy buzz terms, but that's it. It's always going to be Democrat versus Republican.
Well, you got a lot of Democrats that like Trump. That's a problem for the Democrats. So MAGA is the MAGA coalition, including fucking neocons who don't like Trump, and including the 70% of the unions that voted for Trump, who are Democrats.
Well,
Did you guys see that? Did you guys see that nominee for Minneapolis? Did you see that? Ludicrous.
The one thing you will never hear in these politically polarized Democrat, talking point rooms, they will never ever discuss the budget, the national debt, the unfunded debt, and so they're totally delusional.
Yeah, it's very easy. You can bitch about every time something's overcut. Just make that the crybaby story. Oh, the National Rangers, the Park Rangers. Don't you like the parks, Eftal? Well, they defunded the Park Rangers.
Alaska, they opened up Alaska to go ahead and dig Northern Dynasty. That piece of shit was moving, dude. If you take a look at the candles for the weekly, it just took a dump, man. It was like under 90 cents on Friday, and it's coming back. And this thing was like 50 cents a couple months ago. This is probably a 20 bagger. Watching like Canadian miners, I've seen some reports when they had like some kind of convention. Something, man. They're rich in some stuff out there. Pebble Rock or something like that, Pebble Creek. That thing's loaded with silver, gold, etc., etc. I don't know. This is like one of those Hail Mary plays.
We have
Sit on for a bit.
nice one. I'm looking at it. The drop is unknown news, and then it sounds like some insider selling. People freaked out.
The last 5 years, this thing's never been above $1.50. All of a sudden, it's pushing more than $2. I think it's stuff that gamma, some kind of squeeze.
Yeah.
Biggest news is, Trump is, telling the EPA and get out of the way, let these guys do what they do.
Look at Snap stock. It's like a $10, $16 billion market cap, been flat for many years. Like, where's there's no growth in a lot of these companies. I mean, how does NVIDIA propel the growth?
Yeah.
Like, everyone has a cell phone which is totally maxed out. Like, our cell phones can't get any better. Our laptops can't really get any better because at the end of the day, they're just all fucking communication exchange terminals.
Quantum solution fixes this.
Well, what does that mean? Quantum solutions. Like, what does that mean?
Anything through the air, any transaction communication should have like a quantum layer on top of it to protect and secure it.
That's like something a fat Democrat says. We're going to build a massive quantum computer complex and create the next generation of jobs. It's like, really? And you're going to use taxpayer funding to do it all. And, it's like, I don't believe any of this stuff anymore. It's all just about like creating fake money to do, these big projects and programs, which end up generally just being fucking scams. And, look at all the railroad bullshit in California. We got a lot of railroad bullshit here in Chicago. And 55% of our property taxes are going to teachers and to the facilities that babysit.
The energy's there, though, Congressman. Now's the time to pick winners. I think the thesis is that we're going to go into a lot of people asking for the crash just to get in, basically. Everyone wants to be in.
I'm sorry. Can I say something?
Yeah, let me just finish real quick I don't know, S500 if you're here. Look at Atai Pharmaceuticals, AT, Alpha Tom, Alpha Indigo. This has the ayahuasca up the nose, okay, is the product that people are reacting to. It solved untreatable depression in some really tough patients on the recent study. And so they're going to be giving you your ayahuasca adjusted. It's adjusted. It doesn't quick trip, one-time dose, in and out of the office. This is the future of
What is that, ATAI? It's called what? Atai Life Sciences?
ATAI. It's like Atari without the R.
ATAI, Atai Life Sciences. It's got a $685 million market cap. It's huge.
The thing is, like, we've been waiting for biopharma to move for like more than a decade now, and now it's finally got the momentum. Like, we've been waiting for this biopharma season for like more than a decade, and now it's finally happening. But it's happening in a way that's different than like what you traditionally expect. It's all the MDMA, ayahuasca, all the alt medicines.
If I could say, can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead. Don't say anything pro-Pakistan though, who you, but yeah, go ahead.
Pakistans don't teach Christianity. Woohoo! Yeah, sorry. But
Yeah, come on.
no, the Trump administration now tried to put the amendments in the school, which is actually against the Constitution, because the Constitution was trying to be against and the Constitution trying to be not trying to be against the religion, but however the Constitution trying to be against both the
Distance school. I would say this is a nice place you have here, ma'am. What a place you have here. This is beautiful. I would like to say thank you, girl.
Your answer, I cut you up. What you say? I said she got spring water, but the Frank, you know what I mean?
Well, it's so nice here. The ambiance is absolutely fantastic.
I know.
Have you had the
Al, well, like, what was that? What's the article all about? Were you guys talking about that before? Oh, everybody's quiet, okay.
Let's talk about Medicaid and Medicare for a second.
Sorry. More like, what's the article above? It says the construction. I don't know what the article's about. Oh, so you were not talking about that before? Somebody did mention something. I don't know who put that out there. Because the topic says Black IQ, then this article says the construction of the Singapore model in mainland China. So I was wondering if you're trying to link the article to the maybe saying we need to be doing what like the Chinese are doing.
Let's talk about Medicaid.
So it's just a random article out there. Okay. Sorry, colleague, me not ignore you, but somebody just come at the door, so I'm busy right now. No worries, it's all good. I'm just saying it's quiet. I was wondering if, Al,
Do you want to say something? Anybody in the group come up? Let's have some conversation going or something. It's really quiet. Empress, what did you do to fire? You hijacked our account. Where's fire?
I'm proud to be an American.
Hold on, let me talk. Hold on, let me talk to you. Give me a second. Hold on. America, what Biden was gonna put some actual game plans, whether they're radical, actual socialism is. Social party is this party. They had to do in Spain and he literally that's what they did.
If you have a black camel, then congratulations. You have become a millionaire because Kurbani is about to come and people in Saudi Arabia buy black camels for 2 to 3 crore rupees, and some people are so smart that they color a normal camel black and sell it for crores because sheikhs have a lot of money. They look at the breed of the camel and not at the money. If you have a black
Support, but that's it.
Good night, sweet dreams, sweet dreams.
You done?
Yeah. Hello. Runga. I'm come make up nice and ganja.
Wrong allocation. I should have gone into MSCY.
Yeah, I'm telling you exactly how to do it. I mean, this is not financial advice before I get banned. But MSTY, like you put $1,000, $2,000, doesn't matter. Put something small, and then in less than a year, it's gonna replenish itself. Anyways, it's gonna more than double. So then you take out your initial payment, and then you just reinvest your dividends, dude. That's all you do. In less than a year, and then you just take out whatever you put initially, and then it's just your dividends that keep growing themselves like crazy. It's like what?
Yield on that?
Whoa! Like 200.
Can I tell him?
140, 200%, somewhere between that.
Oh, really? I thought it was like, I think it's 10% a month, so like 120, and they pay out monthly, right? So it's like 10.
Sure, but like when we're talking annual. But you're right, depends. It keeps varying. Last time it was what, like 7%? But now shit is much more volatile, so it's gonna be more. But yeah, overall, annually, if I'm not mistaken, between 140 to 210%. So let's assume it's 140%. That's still insane, isn't it? That's wild. But hey, I'm just telling you, like, put money that you're willing to lose, right? It doesn't matter. Small amount. And then just keep reinvesting your dividends.
Bro, we're all Jews in here. We're not willing to lose anything.
Put in a small amount and get bigger and bigger is but on something like that's different. You're getting that big return.
Exactly.
Bitcoin keeps going up.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter how you put. Like you can put $10,000. Okay, in less than a year, it will double if you keep reinvesting your dividends.
100% in 1 year. That's great ROI.
So you take out whatever you put. Let's say you put 10K. Then 1 year after, all you have to do is just hang on tight for 1 year, and then you take out 10K.
Wow, it's a little bit like gambling.
It's not fun.
These things usually go down rapidly, right? So.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. But
Welcome back. Welcome back to Julian SeaWorld. An exciting imagination, adventure of unlimited, powerful journeys.
Starring Abby Eba and Dr. Abuela.
Oh, thank you.
how are you today, John?
I can't complain. Gotta get to the gym. Some people think going to the gym is like having a job. It's a 3-letter word like J-O-B. Some people here don't have a J-O-B or a G-Y-N. 3-letter words.
Some people's J-O-B is their C-Y-M.
Some people work for organizations with 3-letter words. Like Julian's Magical C Word, JMS. Do you know what a LDSP is? Have you heard of it?
What's that?
It's the Liberal Democrat Socialist Populist.
We were just talking about how the traffic and people driving make me want to have some sort of National Socialism. Why the fuck do I need to go? If you want to go 10 miles under the speed limit, fine. Get in the cubby behind that person that wants to go 20 under, while the person that wants to go the speed limit comes around you. Then you get back in that lane and get in front of the person that's going too slow for you. No one wants to do that. Oh, no one wants to make sure they know where they're going first before they get on the road. Or everybody wants to play in the road. I want to play at my destination, not in the road.
You sound like a Liberal Democrat Socialist Populist.
I'm crying.
Liberal Democrat Socialist
How about you and
Populist.
John run for Congress? Like John, you run for Congress.
Maybe I should run for Congress.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Florida.
you'll probably win.
You cannot fuck it more than, what is it, Ron DeSantis? The one you're
Yeah,
governor?
you should actually run
Matt
as a.
Gaetz was my last representative.
You should run as a.
Huh?
Are you gonna run as a Republican or a Democrat though?
It would have to be a Republican. Everybody here's a Republican.
Yeah.
I mean, my mayor is a Democrat.
Everyone becomes Democrat in
It's not
Florida.
just Pensacola. It's Milton and Jay and fucking all of that.
Liberal Democrat socialist popular.
Like decades since the 20th
The only
century.
thing you can carry is my ball sack on your shoulders.
You're just a hater, bro. You're just
And
a
now we're
hater.
getting paid in ads for it. Now we're getting paid in ads for it because now they're all ganging up on us, all hating on us. And we're the ones that made them what they are today. And they're all richer than us, too. This is why, bro, you got to put yourself first, man. And the Egyptians didn't do that, and now the Egyptians are becoming niggers.
You are because.
I don't like the word niggers, but yep.
But you were objectively speaking.
I think you're talking about subjectively, Rabbi, not objectively.
No, I think it's objective. Have you ever been to Egypt?
What is the difference between an object and a subject? Please enlighten us.
I think it's Simon.
What is the difference between an object and a subject? Can you tell us, Randy?
I think it's Simon. He will explain to you all these things in depth.
How dare you? I just wanted to say that. How dare you?
Look.
That's 500. Are you? Did you look into NDA or are you familiar with it from before?
I look at the what, sorry? Hold on.
Yeah, therapeutics.
I just want to say, us Egyptian men are the most masculine.
But as 500, you need to handle these Egyptian niggers.
We're the most masculine men.
Come on, like, give Rabbi a chance to speak. You were saying what therapeutics?
And well, it's not about this thing. It's more about like I talk about actual things. Natalia Therapeutics, NGLA.
Ask Eftal, he's well versed in this field. I'm not.
Okay, he's into biotech.
Yeah, he's really good with biotech. Eftal. He's the guy to talk to about this field.
Yeah, on the phone. I would love to talk about it because I didn't sell the whole thing. I sold a little bit of it. That was my first investment actually, NGLA. And it's finally became profitable and I'm able to do it. I mean, they have negative cash flows, man. Negative cash, like operating cash flows.
Why don't you just stop investing in all these, transactions in your brokerage account and invest the money in yourself?
Well, that's literally what I'm doing. And also, if I stop investing, I'll end up being a nigger just like you.
Is that a big N or a little N?
It's a huge N.
So it's a proper noun?
It is a proper noun and an adjective.
What's a gerund?
Nothing.
What's the difference between subject and object, Rabbi?
The last 500, you see Congressman here, he wanted me to buy Walgreens. I bet it went down by 85%. They went down.
I'm telling you, I buy all my peanuts there. I'm like, they got the best prices on peanuts.
Don't buy that shit. It's a total piece of shit stock, dude.
But dude, they got the best prices on peanuts compared to Kroger's. It's like almost 50% the price for cashews and
No
pistachios.
wonder you have shoulder pain, dude. Like,
You're projecting your shoulder pain onto me. I don't have shoulder pain. That's a you problem.
yeah, you do have shoulder pain.
I don't have shoulder pain. That's what you said about a year ago. You got really bad tennis shoulder.
Okay, I'm just telling you, dude. Like,
Oh, okay. I made a bad recommendation on a stock because it was already like fucking blasted out of the water. But yeah, it really dumped. But look at it now.
look at it. Okay,
Look
just
at the
take a look
dividend yield. Yeah, let me see what it's at.
Just look at it. It's like an all-time.
Is it really at an all-time low? Yeah, 226. Oh no, that's not it.
You told me to buy it when it was like at the top. It was like $80-something.
No, I didn't. It was already beat up when I was looking at it. Yeah, it's at 1149 with a $10 billion market cap.
So how much now? Do you still have it?
No, I don't own any more of this stuff. But look, I mean, in 2022 it was at 50. Now it's at 1149. Now's the time to buy it.
It's just weird. That's true. It's a negative EPS and they pay dividends. I mean,
I don't know. They're doing $40 billion a quarter in revenue. I mean, $120 billion a year in business. They got a 35% EPS beat recently. It's not the worst stock in the world. This is why Evital is saying that these smaller cap stocks are gonna lead the bull market. So
Well, it was a horrible stock back then. I didn't really re-look into it. I just know that, I mean, if I listened to it, I would have lost all my belongings, basically. But it's just weird to me that they pay dividends, and their dividend is not so bad given the current price of the stock. So, think about it now, maybe it's not that bad.
see, there is no dividend yield. Let's just look at it. They suspended dividends.
Well, I mean, what I'm looking at, it says $0.25, like 25 cents basically per share.
I don't know. I just did a Google search and I'm looking at their stats. They show no dividend yield.
Yeah, it would make sense. It would make sense that they don't pay dividends no more.
What's their yield? What yield are they offering?
I don't know, 20, it's like, what is that, like 2% or something?
I don't see a yield. Hold on.
Yeah, I didn't see a yield either.
Zero. But the dividend is $0.25, so that's weird. But, okay.
Dude, the
Don't
stores.
worry, that's not relevant. That part's not relevant. Anyway, yeah, good one. I like this.
What? You like
I like this type of discussion.
This is the most useful discussion on this app is doing financial analysis, stock analysis. I mean,
Let's get some money. Let's fatten those pockets.
Oh, after glad you're back. So S500 here told me that you're the biotech guy. Is that true, or is?
No, I'm not the biotech guy. I'm a doctor. I've been watching it for a while.
He's being humble, Rabbi. He's being humble about it.
Oh, no, I'm no expert, but I keep an eye on the breaking news.
I thought so.
One second, I'll be right back, Rabbi. Nursing home.
Okay. I know I've sold from before.
You should don't listen to him. This guy, like, ask him that company you just told me. He will have some commentary on it.
I mean, I'm just looking at it. It seems maybe this is out there. I don't know what to believe anymore. Here it says it's a 2% yield. That's November 2024 though. That's the last reading I have. So I'm not so sure. WBA. It's I know for a fact it's a piece of shit company. Let's check their financials. Let's check their financials. I can't believe Congressman Olds got me, dude. Just. Sorry, I love guys. Hold on for a moment. They have a negative operating profit margin, dude. Ever since forever. Oh, actually, the last quarter it was 0.1%. Okay, so they have, ever since 2023, they have a negative operating profit margin. That's horrible. And a negative net profit margin also. But their gross profit margin is positive.
Which company are you asking about, Rabbi?
Oh, the one I mean, you might not be a Martin Shkreli or anything, but like Intalia Therapeutics, have you heard of that?
Yeah, I was just talking about them earlier.
Intalia Therapeutics, what do you think?
Well, I was talking about the CRISPR group, which is CRISPR's the daddy, and all the little ducklings are Editas, NTLA, Caribou, and Vertex is the grown-up ducky that flew away and is cash flow positive.
Okay, so let me tell you this, because I don't know anything about Intalia Therapeutics. I'm not really a biotech type of guy. I can tell you this, it's my first stock that I ever purchased. And I was retarded back then. Dude, it's so funny because I wanted to buy Nutella. And that's how I bought that DLA. Can you believe that shit? I thought it's a different stock. So, anyways, I had.
I shit you not. I was looking at how I've been buying Nutella last week.
It's a private company. You can't buy it, but
Nutella is.
I was retarded. Back then, and I bought NPLA, which is Intalia Therapeutics instead. Anyway, I was stuck with it. Because it's negative. I never sold it. But now it turned positive again for me. And I'm just
CRISPR wave. So this is going to be a gold one. You know, this is the CRISPR wave here. It's finally, okay, CRISPR drugs are finally coming to recognition. They're talking about cancer being treated by CRISPR. It's causing the entire field to, this is what the whole movement was over the last 7 or 8 days.
Okay, exactly. So that's basically what's happening here. I don't know much about it, but that's.
Yeah, this CRISPR gene editing is something that can be used for a lot of rare diseases, which is what Intelli is doing. But we use for common diseases down in the future.
Invest $25 million to help fund partnerships.
Well, where am I supposed to meet them, bro?
Gyms, coffee houses, restaurants, or a bar. I mean, that's how I do it. Super easy and simple. It's not that hard, dude. You've been around the block, my man. You know how to do it, brother.
Listen, are you in New York right now?
I'm
You're in Florida. You already know how New York girls are different than anywhere else in this country.
I will tell you this, JB. The man that goes up to a nice young woman, beautiful woman to say hello, if that man looks like shit, she ain't gonna get him that time of day. But if you look good, you smell good, you walk straight, and you say a proper hello, she'll give you an ear and listen, brother. You know that.
Well, I tell you right now, bro, I always look good. I always dress well. I definitely smell good. You know, but I'm also selective who I let into my circle and the criteria I want in my next relationship. Like, I have no problems carrying the relationship. I'm talking about money-wise. I'll support my girl. But I expect... See, here's the thing, El Chorizo, that I've seen in this world. Two things I've seen. Women have no problems approaching men now, which I'm not complaining about. Ladies, you want to approach me? Knock on the door. But another thing I noticed is women, at least the women that I've run into, they're so jaded and cynical that they carry that into their next relationship. I just want a reciprocal relationship. You don't have to top my effort, but at least match my effort. Does anybody disagree with that?
Oh, I completely agree.
I agree too. You just want someone who's going to bring peace, add peace to your life. Someone who's not going to bring conflict. Someone who understands, conflict resolution. Someone who's not confrontational.
The only objection I had with what you said, JB, and I was just thinking about this, and I was clutching my pearls, is like, you mean like women approaching you? Like, I don't know. I feel like that's so weird.
I agree. But this is the way it is. Women, listen, I swear to you on everything I love. I went to get a haircut. The barber asked me out for coffee. I liked her. I thought she was cute. I thought she was married. That's why I never asked her out. She asked me out. Now we went out. There was no chemistry. No problem. She still cut my hair. But this is the world, MG. Women have more masculine tendencies today where they're not afraid to go over to a man saying, you want to go out.
See, with a barber, you probably built a conversation and you had some sort of relationship before she asked you out. She didn't come up to you at a restaurant and say, hey, would you like to go out? So it's a little bit different though.
No. What happened was, she's Russian, so I live in a predominantly Russian area. She only speaks maybe 10 words of English. When she asked me out on Google Translator. She showed me her phone and said, hey, you want to have coffee? So, whatever, listen, I'm not knocking. I have no problem with it.
She's a winner. She's a winner. She's not determined.
Yeah, let me tell you something. And I noticed that maybe it's in New York because, I'm keeping it real. We have a lot of migrants here and all that stuff. So when you go on these dating sites, you need to have Google Translate, else you're not going to hook up with anybody. That's just my been an elegant mess. Catwoman, how you doing? Nice smile.
Hey, how you doing? I'm reading the article and I'm cracking up laughing.
Wait, have you ever stolen anybody's salad? Be honest.
No, I got my own salad. I'm gonna steal this salad for just to try to find out who this man is. I'm like, is it really that desperate in New York for me? I'm cracking up laughing. My God.
Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. Is there a word for I'm embarrassed for the women in New York? Whatever word that is, because this is like horrific, JB. Like, y'all need to get out of New York then. If this is the state of the game, y'all need to.
Hold on, but so what JB said, like I said, I'm 21, and women in my generation, they ask men out, they approach men. I thought this was norm. I mean, I know men that do the same thing, but I'm just saying, like, either or, both people, if they're interested in that person looks good enough, and maybe the other person don't got confidence to say something, or they believe that they got some shit, and the person don't got confidence, oh yeah, they swinging that shit. You feel me? And that's
I've never understood the entire concept of women wanting to complain about not having a partner or finding a partner, but also never willing to actually go out and seek one or put the foot forward to make the first move. Like, I don't know what's so petrifying about the first move. It'll always be, men are insecure, why can't you handle rejection? Why can't you make the first move? Or what? Rejection, the same exact thing.
Hold on, actually. I appreciate it, man. I do. And I'm so happy you have this to make it viral, even though back last time you remember my baby head now. I want to ask the ladies, MG9, Megan, who else we got up there? We got Elegant, we got Miss Fifi, of course. All the ladies on stage. Would you approach a man, and even if you're married, let's say you weren't married, would you approach a man and ask him out first?
No way. Absolutely fucking not. Absolutely not.
I wouldn't do it. No. I'd be flirtatious. I would eye contact, smile, flirtatious, but I am not approaching a man and I'm not asking him.
I'm here with that lady. That's not right now.
How do you say that?
The handkerchief and see where it takes me, but I would never ask him.
You know what? I'm a eye contact person, and if it's there, usually there. I don't have to do too, but no, I wouldn't approach him. But I'll let him know I'm interested, if that makes any sense.
Absolutely. I love this conversation. Let me do a quick reset, and we're going to go around the room again. Healthy debate. So, women more masculine today, or men just more soft? Guys down in the VIP section, Joe B, Jennifer, Matt Cool's in the house, Leanne, Jeff, Alex. Now, just have a pink ticket, cash it in. Please join the breakouts. Elegant, please cash in your pink ticket. I appreciate it. MC, please cash in your ticket. Today's raffle prize. You get to see a real picture of El Chorizo. As scary as that sounds.
Jamie, hey, just a second. You know what I thought about, brother? And everybody on the stage? I think one of the major problems with men these days, particularly kids or young adults, is goddamn pornography, brother. That's a big problem.
I agree. But that's a conversation for a different El Chorizo. King, how you doing, King? King, how you doing? How old are you, my man? MG, can you pronounce this word's name? Nimdce. I'm not even trying to pronounce that last one.
What's that? That's his name is
What'd you say your name was? Nimdze, welcome to the stage. How you doing?
Thank you. Yes, sir.
I'm fantastic. The mic is yours, man. Do you want to chime in on the conversation, or are you good? Okay. So as okay, I look forward to you coming back and talking to us. So, Elegant, maybe you want to say something?
After Elegant, I do want to ask King, like, what he thought men complained about too much and or why he thinks men complain too much.
He's 100% right, but let's go to Elegant. That kid ain't no man actually with Elegant.
Are women more masculine today or men more soft? I think it's a combination of both because the whole thing about femininity and masculinity, I don't know with each person's interpretation of it, so I can't really answer. Because what do you guys think is a masculine part? Everybody has a different answer. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I think a lot of these men think a masculine woman is somebody they can't control, somebody that has their own mind, has their own money.
Alright, everybody. Welcome back to Julian SeaWorld. This is a meditation universe. We are all taking the deepest breath of the day. We're letting it go and we're saying, I am a flower. Say it with me now, everybody. I am a flower.
I am a flower.
I am a flower. Now take the second deepest breath of the day. Hold it for 10 seconds. Let it go and say, I'm fresh. That's your room refresh. I'm fresh. Say it out loud with me right now. I am fresh.
Edmund, are you douching? What's happening? Are these affirmations that you use while douching? Like, what's going on?
We know you're trying to save the white race as best you can, Dr. Adams, and we're very thankful to you.
I am fresh. I'm a fresh little bottom. I show my nose while I'm doing yoga and recording on Clubhouse.
Don't you have to get back to work, Adams?
No, I do need to get into the shower. The shower's running and the air conditioning's on, so it's a little cold in here.
Well, I gotta get to the gym.
You wasting energy like that? What the hell?
Malaikum assalam, brother.
Hey, why your voice sound like that?
Malaikum assalam, brother. Come on, you gotta say it back. Go ahead. Alright, I guess you're not a true Muslim. And you disgraced the Prophet Muhammad by not giving me back my call.
I'm not Muslim though. I'm not Muslim.
Well then why did you come in here and say Malaikum assalam?
Because it's cool to say.
No, I'm not gonna be cool.
Edmund, shut up!
No, Dr. Adams, stop loudmouthing me. I'm not a big wetback.
Oh, that's Ed. Now, dude, still fucked up.
Still fucking with you. He's still making you double think, like, why am I on this app?
Oh shit, that's Abby. What's up, Abby?
Oh shit, look, it's Abby. She's back too. She took a sobriety. She's back. Grocery store closed down on her. Welcome back to Julian's Magical Sea World. A place of fantastic voyages and unlimited adventures. A clownhouse world of Julian's making. Welcome back to Julian's Fantastic Sea World. We have the world famous Julian, a disciple of Mangione, a murderer who killed an innocent man in the streets. And he's not gay, just like Adams. He's not gay anymore. I ain't gay no more. Being black and being gay are not the same thing. I was born this way.
That's not entirely true. I actually flew out Abuela, buttered his biscuits, and never called him back.
Baba Booey, Baba Booey, Baba Booey.
Wow,
Medicare?
Baba Booey, Baba Booey, Baba Booey.
Who said that?
Howard Stern's penis. Dr. Adams, do you know what an LD SP is?
Isn't that the Mormon thing?
No, it's the Liberal Democrat Socialist Populist, LDSP. That's the opposite of MAGA, a Liberal Democrat Socialist Populist. So it's LDSP versus MAGA. Liberal Democrat Socialist Populist. Say it with me now. Liberal Democrat Socialist Populist. So welcome back to Julius C. World. We ran out all the people who came here to waste your time. Welcome back. Dr. Adams Saga, Preston Siaga. Charles Sayway. This big fat lesbian at the bar last night, she was like, "Are you gay?" And I was like, "No." She was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Were you upset by that?" I was
Why does
like,
everybody ask you that question, John?
because she's a big fat lesbian and she's hitting on me. She's going to be like, insult me.
Abuela's the only man on stage, so I'm not expressing. I don't know what it is.
So this is how the story ends. I said, if I was gay, I would be upset that you asked if I was gay, but because I'm not gay, I'm not upset that you asked me if I was gay.
You're definitely gay, Ethan.
No, I'm definitely not gay. Okay, turn off that beeping noise. It's just a recommendation.
Ethan, I've seen you do yoga. You're definitely gay.
Really?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, no doubt.
Oh, Danny. Danny, what's that big zit you got on there?
That must be a gay guy too. Gay too. You know. All I get is my getting offended.
Danny, that PTR takes the win for the cake. What's up with that big zit? What a big zit. Oh my god, the crew is here.
I can vouch for that. Ryan definitely motivated by that sack.
Listen, if Adams leaves, I'm leaving. Just FYI, Adams. You're the star power of this show. Danny, what's up with that zit? Is that technically a herpes sore, or is that just a zit?
That is from a baby. No. Okay, so this is the after she sucked you guys off of the woods. This is the after picture.
Oh shit, that's not even Danny. My bad, Saki. Fuck. Fuck.
Yeah, that's not what it is. Clearly, there's like a 30-minute picture, like a before and after. She looked fine before, and then she went into the woods this 2 times.
So welcome back to Julian's Magical Sea World. I will now be reading to you poetry and probably ruining the room for many of you. Okay, Alpha, pick a number 1 through 80. Pick a number, Alpha, 1 through 80.
I'm gonna take care of the baby, Ryan. Don't worry.
Oh, thank God, because we're hungry.
What is your magic number pick, Alpha? It's your turn.
17.
I think we did 17 yesterday, didn't we?
I wasn't
we
here.
did
Abby picked 17.
No,
I
we did
13,
number
and I
3,
picked
we did
69.
number 4, we did number 13, we
Abby,
did number 14.
It's Alpha's
we did number
turn.
17.
Alpha, it's your turn. What's your number? 1 through 80.
1 through 8. 13.
What's your number? Pick a number. 1 through 80.
I'll do 3. Have you done 3 yet? Yes, 3 already been there, yeah.
Yeah, already did 3.
So it's 1 through 18, you say?
80.
Oh, 80. Okay. Oh man, I mean, I usually go for 13 because I was born on. I knew it. I literally said she's gonna go for 13.
Okay, you want to hear 13?
Well, yeah, I was born on the 13th, so that's just like, that's my number.
Okay, this is
Okay,
what it
maybe
says.
we can redo it.
This is what it says. Welcome disgrace as a pleasant surprise. Prize calamities as your own body. Why should we welcome disgrace as a pleasant surprise? Because a lowly state is a boon. Getting it is a pleasant surprise, and so is losing it. That is why we should welcome disgrace as a pleasant surprise. Why should we prize calamities as our own body? Because our body is the very source of our calamities. If we have no body, what calamities can we have? Hence, only he who is willing to give his body for the sake of the world is fit to be entrusted with the world. Only he who can do it with love is worthy of being the steward of the world. Welcome back to Julian's Magical Sea World. Did you like that, Alpha? That's your number 13.
I did like that one, and it's so true.
It is so true.
How can you build a strong sailor on top of the lava?
Well, tell that to Mangione, who decided to shoot a guy in the face in the street and murder him. Because people like Julian, these liberal, Democrat, socialist, populists, LDSP for short, LDSPs like Julian and Abuela,
Also known for little drugstore products.
LDSP, liberal, Democrat, socialist, populists, they think it's okay to murder executives in the street. I mean, it's not kosher, Julian.
If you're a Republican from the Midwest, there's something wrong with you.
Are the
Assalamu alaikum, brother.
disciple of Mangione.
Wa alaikum assalam, brother.
I'll make you a
Whatever I do, Abby.
I'm just putting up a scene because people like to talk behind our backs.
Listen, I have a 5-minute hard out. Does anyone else want to hear a magic number?
All right.
144?
No, it's 1 through 80.
Wait, can I make another one? It was already read. May I please pick 33?
33, that's the number of
33.
the devil.
Okay, this is a short one. Here we go.
Somebody do that scary emoji effect.
He who knows men is clever. He who knows himself has insight. He who conquers men has force. He who conquers himself is truly strong. He who knows when he has got enough is rich. And he who adheres assiduously to the path of Tao is a man of steady purpose. He who stays where he has found his true home endures long, and he who dies but perishes not enjoys real longevity. Welcome back to Julian's Magical Sea World, where everyone is a merman or a merwoman. Julian supports murdering people, and Abuela supports I don't know, Abuela, what do you support?
Grooming.
You heard what I support.
What did you say you wanted to do in government? You were upset about people passing you in the left lane?
No. I'm upset about. No, that was an example. I'm upset about people living in their own little world and giving a fuck about what's actually going on around them. And then they want to mope because, life isn't perfect. Well, because you won't get up off your ass and actually do something.
LDSP. Is this what you call LDSP communication strategy?
Wait, is Ryan become a national socialist? And that's
LDSP, Liberal Democrat Socialist Populist. Most people can't remember 4 variables. Can everybody say it out loud with me? Liberal, Democrat, Socialist, Populist.
Liberal, Democrat, Socialist, Populist.
LDSP.
Otherwise known as the LSDP.
LDSP.
LDSP, that's right. I'm dyslexic.
Julian supports murdering people. Abuela supports demanding people pay attention to other people's problems. Abby, what do you propose?
Sorry, I wasn't listening.
Okay,
What?
perfect.
Sorry, I'm doing analysis. You guys go on. Don't keep me out of this.
Dear Grok, please provide analysis. Beep, boop, 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 boop. You are in Julian's Sea World, a world of fantastic voyages and unlimited fun. A place where people can insult people all the time. You are in effect one of Julian SeaWorld's animal pets, swimming effortlessly through the ocean of despair, where people do toxic communication projection all the time. Welcome back to Julian SeaWorld, episode number 675.
Can I do another magic number?
Yeah, go ahead.
I do 27.
Okay, this one is an essential tenet of the Tao. Good walking leaves no track behind it. Good speech leaves no mark to be picked at. Good calculation makes no use of counting slips. Good shutting makes no use of bolt and bar, and yet nobody can undo it. Good tying makes no use of rope and knot, and yet nobody can untie it. Hence the sage of Clubhouse, Clownhouse, is always good at saving men, and therefore nobody is abandoned. Always good at saving things, and therefore nothing is wasted. This is called following the guidance of the inner light. Hence good men are teachers of bad men, while bad men are the charge of good men. Not to revere one's teacher, not to cherish one's charge, is to be on the wrong road, however intelligent one may be. This is an essential tenet of the Tao.
How do you know what your charge is? I guess I'm a bad man.
It says not to revere one's teacher, not to
Bad
cherish one's charge, is to be on the wrong road, however intelligent one may be. This is an essential tenet of Tao. I'm not sure what that means, not to cherish one's charge. Not to cherish one's charge,
Not
yeah.
sure what's charge.
I think the charge is like your task, or your
Yeah.
position, or something to that extent.
Yeah, but how do you find out what your charge is? Because I don't want to be into business that's mine. I'm kind of picking up. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
It's the second sentence is while bad men are the charge of good men, and then it says not to cherish one's charge. So it's like reversing out of the bad man responsibility for a good man. Anyways, go to the gym and read a book, fatty.
I can't read.
That's fantastic. I'm just laying in bed naked listening to you guys.
Thank you for sharing that. We're happy that we can know that you're naked. That really does something for me.
Do you have shit?
That wasn't for you. That was for Edmund and Ryan.
Do you have shit stains on
Oh,
your
we're all
sheet?
in here.
Do
You like voiceover guys?
Who?
You sound like voiceover guy.
You know what's great about voiceover guys? People thought that I am him or he is me, but the thing is, he doesn't do voiceover. He's just an obnoxious, hypersonic, person on the set, but he doesn't do any actual voiceover work.
We get naked with voiceover guy.
He's basically my publicist because I do the work and he just does the, yelling, basically.
Any more rings? Everything's all y'all stupid.
Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah, Abby's in her business.
Wow, Clubhouse is boring today, man.
Dr. Adams, what do you think about a phrenology of the nostrils?
Oh, what does that mean? I mean, I know what phrenology is, but what are the different shapes and what do they mean?
You've got the bell pepper variety, sometimes supersized. And there is a difference between a red pepper and a yellow pepper and a green pepper. Do you know what the primary difference is? You're unaware of the differences between the three families. You don't know the difference between the three family of peppers, do you? Dr. Adams can help explain this. Dr. Adams, go ahead. You're in the matrix, Abuela. Dr. Adams, go ahead. Tell everybody the difference between the three primary peppers. Dr. Adams.
I'm about to faint.
Well, Mercury's in retrograde and AT&T is having some fucking issues. I'm sorry.
Interesting. But not interesting. Alright, well, I can see I've done all the heavy lifting here. There's no one left to provide any kind of valuable information, so I feel as if
appreciate you so much.
my work is complete here in Julian SeaWorld. And don't forget to check the filter. And if you ever go to Thailand, don't drink the water.
Because your poop is in it. The ones the fishes didn't clean up.
No, you see, when the fish ate my poop, they pooped out my poop. And my poop became the fish poop, and the fish poop became the water poop. Thus, always be, eventually over enough time, that water poop will go to every major,
Do you think it's made its way to the Atlantic Ocean yet?
Did you hear?
No,
Did you
I
hear?
will never go in the sea after this.
Well, do you drink?
You can't go. You have to avoid all waterways at this
I will.
You do realize if you drink tap water, you're actually drinking poop water cleaned, right? You do realize that, right?
This is for you, Edmund.
No, I can't do copyright on here. Alright, I gotta go.
Shut up, just shut up, shut up.
You see, if you drink tap water, you're technically drinking poop water.
I kind of want to pull Ryan's hair in the song.
Oh boy.
Will you buy me a new car first?
It's so easy for gay men to organize gay
Let's change
sex.
the title. This is boring.
Saying gay man is a little like saying black man, or saying white man. Words are so political and stupid that you hear people say black man all the time on this app and gay man all the time on this app. But I charge you, is the descriptive adjective gay or black actually accurate, if I can ask that question?
No.
So what is a man? Because clearly gay man, black man is not what a man is.
Obviously.
So why do we use the term all the time? Because we're just polarized politically.
A man is anybody who can take a 9-inch dick without crying. Yeah. You're welcome. I would like to try that, actually.
So what does a gay man do when spigoted by a 9-inch flesh rod?
They usually...
This is what we call an LD SP. Say it with me now. Liberal, Democrat, Socialist, Populist. LDSP.
Liberal, Democrat,
Socialist, Populist. Liberal, Democrat, Socialist, Populist. Abuela.
Liberal, Democrat, Socialist, Populist.
Yep.
Here. Oh, where is it? Why did she say shut up?
Oh, I gotta turn the volume down, Abby. You're gonna kill my copyright on this comedy recording here. Okay, maybe it's time for me to go to the gym.
Hey, go with Ryan and I. We can get the showers after.
It's the Greek showers. I hate using the shower at the gym. Yeah, that's what poor people have to do. My mom only showers at the gym. She spent all this money remodeling bathrooms, but she never even uses it. She just showers at the gym. Yeah, she's the cheapest woman who's ever been born. She's very frugal. the water company comes over, gas company comes over, they're like, how do you spend so little? She's like, I never use it. Doesn't, use any utilities. They're just like, are you stealing utilities? She's like, no, I conserve utilities.
And she's the Goyim one, right?
Yeah.
I can see why your dad likes her. You're like a frugal woman. His Jewish heart sang with glee.
Gloom, generally.
Girl, I did something.
What did you do? You fucked your analysis up?
Yes.
I knew you were
Really
just
tried.
kidding.
I'm gonna click on PR.
Adams.
Hi, Anon. I don't know
Adams.
who you are,
It's
but
referred to, it is.
So I'd like you all to check out my latest work of recording Clown House because I know you're all super fans. Check out this YouTube
Let's
channel.
Check it out.
Let's say Bismillah.
Go through my shorts and actually
Bismillah.
listen to what the LDSP is.
hi, Anon number 2.
This is the LDSP videos that I shot this morning. Please check them out. And you'll be amazed. You'll be like, this really is what an LDSP is. Because they literally
And the song for
define
you.
themselves as Democrat Socialists over and over and over again. The Witcher.
Sight beyond sight. Intelligible is guarded by the owl and the aether serpent. Guardians of clarity, insight, and perception beyond illusion. Do not seek to conquer the world. They seek to understand it fully, and in that they gain power no sword could offer. Your downside would be your core flaw, observation over action, constant search for understanding may delay necessary engagement or commitment, leaving potential unrealized. Your psychological vulnerability is endless questioning can spiral into existential paralysis. The sense that no answer is satisfying, and that meaning itself may be unreachable. Very cool.
That's Dragon Ball Z shit. That's crazy. That's cool.
Alright, Edmund's here. I had a directive to remove him from rooms because he's recording rooms, but then also
Edmund!
give him a chance to play the game. What do you guys think?
Yes. Oh, Edmund, would you play? Let's play. I'm going to ask you your own customized question, and then according to your very specific answer, we're going to give you a guardian beast and a mythical creature. Are you ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Here is your question. Oh, okay. This is perfect for him. Okay, you can destroy one system, governmental, cultural, or economic, in hopes of building something better. Which one and why?
I just can't answer that question because it's a trick question. Because no matter which one I choose, it impacts all the others. I mean, I guess I would go with economic then, because the Constitution and the banking industrial complex and the government industrial complex, it's just borrowing and spending. So if we're at 35 trillion of funded debt and 100 trillion of unfunded debt, we would have to change the economic system in this country, meaning that we would no longer be able to have deficits, and we'd have to essentially dissolve the Federal Reserve, pay off the debts, and then suffer the consequences of an inflated currency if we were to destroy the economic system. So I think if we were to destroy the economic system, that would have the biggest impact on government and culture. I am complete. So what, it gives me like a mythical creature name now?
Yes. Okay, I tried to get as much as I could in there. Alright.
What did you feed it into AI?
Yeah.
But yes, Monica, you are accurate. I have been recording a lot of content because of the anonymous capability on here now, which gives me a lot of unobstructed content, meaning I don't have to have burner accounts. It's like it saves me so much time and energy. But I would say the politically correct room, I've essentially, they call everything MAGA. So I don't know if you know what an LDSP is, but that's a liberal Democrat socialist populist. So I'm using the term today because I've witnessed many Democrats now describe themselves as socialists, liberals, and populists. And I don't even think they know what the word populist means, but liberal Democrat socialist populist is really what a Democrat is.
Wow, okay, so this is what you got. Your real-world guardian is the chimpanzee, highly intelligent, strategic, and socially complex, able to lead revolutions within its group and disrupt hierarchies when needed. Edmund's response shows an ability to see the trap in the question and analyze the interdependence of systems. Like the chimpanzee, he's a tactical disruptor, never reckless, but capable of dismantling power structures to build more functional social bonds. Your mythical beast is, I'm probably going to destroy this, but it's the Ouroboros, a serpent eating its own tail, symbol of cyclical destruction and rebirth, balanced through collapse and the eternity of transformation. By choosing to destroy the economic system, ultimately, the heartbeat of modern control, Edmund unleashes the Ouroboros, a being that destroys only to begin anew. His answer acknowledges the ripple effect, but accepts the collapse as a necessary evolution. Edmund is guarded by the chimpanzee and the Ouroboros, beasts of revolution, recursion, and pragmatic insight. He sees through traps, questions power, and chooses not the safest path, but the most capable of changing everything. Your downside, your core flaw would be unleashing chaos. Destroying the economic system risks widespread suffering, as systems tied to it, health, food, housing, could collapse suddenly. Even if the goal is rebirth, destruction would, without a clear replacement, invites opportunism, factionalism, or new forms of control to emerge worse than before. The psychological vulnerability would be bearing the weight of such a decision could result in isolation, guilt, paralysis in the face of unintended consequences. But that was like an after that we added just to like see into our psychology, but just something to think about. Very cool.
Yeah, but that's just like saying I'm describing the situation accurately as is because they are destroying the economy. And the Federal Reserve and Congress's unlimited borrowing and spending is what's destroying our future because 40% of the economy is artificial. So really, it's a huge wealth transfer.
Okay, Congressman, we're in the middle of a game though, so.
All right, I am complete.
Monica is so sweet. She let Edmund play. Thank you for playing, Edmund.
Yeah, but I'm a little annoying. We lost Violet, and like.
Tim, are you there? She'll come back.
Baby, would you like to play this game?
BMO, you should probably create one like that, but just about ideology.
If you want to develop it with me, I'd be happy to. We could do that. That'd be fun.
Well, how would we share it then?
So one of us would have to run it, but we would, create and like program, whatever LLM we're gonna use and just have it, either you would run it or I would run it. But ultimately we could both go back and forth with developing it. You know what I'm saying?
I would say you should, only because my AI is full of sci-fi shit.
Sci-fi? Really? That's
through life together.
What do you mean, like
together,
with sci-fi
creating
stuff?
together. You know what I mean?
Look at my PTR.
I don't know, like without him, I spent so many years with him that it would shock me, but we aren't filling a gaping hole. If that makes any sense at all.
He doesn't complete you. Because you are you. He is himself. Together make a fantastic couple.
You're responsible for your own. You're still responsible for your own happiness, Matt. Like I think it's weird when people say that.
You know what? Here, I'll lay here and I'll shut up. I've been married once before. Like my wife currently will say, we just talked about this 3 days ago. If I hadn't been married before, incarcerated for 50 years. Let me tell you something. Sometimes you just gotta get happy.
I think what Mrs. DeGroot might be describing too is more when you are whole people and come together. When you look for someone to fix you, I agree with her 100%. Biblically speaking, you know, if you believe Scripture, there is a sense of oneness that comes in marriage. Genesis 2:24, I believe, is the verse, and it talks about becoming one flesh, and that are, you know, two whole people, but it's sort of like a puzzle where you complement and fit each other, and that's a very different thing than looking for someone to be your daddy or your wife to be your mommy. You're two whole people, but you're working in unison as sort of one flesh, as God intended.
I love that. I just want to welcome Ash to the stage. Ash Rowan. Hi, Ash Rowan.
Hey, how are you?
I'm fantastic. And yourself?
Not bad.
You want to chime in on the conversation, ma'am?
Sure. I just think it's a bit of a semantic argument saying so-and-so completes me. It's a figure of speech, right?
Yeah, but
I mean,
I hear what you're saying, but you know, to some people, yes. I would argue, my debate would be, it's the way it lands. And it's so important when it comes to communication in marriage, the way it lands on people. But you're right, it isn't semantics, but with some women and some men in the dating world, I would say, okay, if I was dating and some girl that I was on a second date with said, I'm looking for someone to complete me, I would say, what does that mean to you? And then I would shut up and listen. And y'all's answers y'all give today are, in my opinion, are fantastic. It's when someone says, oh, I'm looking for someone to make me happy. I'm looking for someone to do this. No, I'm not here to fucking make you happy. I mean, I want you to add to mine. I want you to be. And let's say, now later, and guess what? I'm not happy. Am I happy right now? No. Am I sad? No. I'm content. My goal in life is to be content with times of happiness.
I'll say this to a certain extent. I've been married to the same guy 21 years, right? I've known him 22 years. And I'll say this. I feel like he completed me because I'm an adventurous person and I'll do stuff in isolation. But because I was on my own, I never did things with other people because I felt like I needed to keep an eye on those people to make sure they're not doing anything crazy or whatever. And when I met my husband, it was like a completion because now I had him to go on vacation with, and I don't have to worry about whether you got weed in your bag when we go into Italy, or I don't have to worry about you acting stupid we at the grocery store or whatever. You know, so for me, it was a completion because it allowed me to be my full self. Where when I was on my own, I was always, you know, just looking at people cockeyed.
Yeah, but Matt, even if she gave you the wrong answer, would that stop you from taking her home and having sex with?
No. No. And I will say rightfully so. 2008 to 2012-ish, you did not want to date me. For my personal, selfish, asshole reasons. I wasn't physically abusive, I was emotionally, verbally abusive, but emotionally abusive when it comes to being a finagling asshole was not a good thing. So, I'll leave it like that.
Then why are you apologizing?
Why are you lying?
Yeah, don't apologize.
I know, but I'm just saying, I would have taken her home to plan on probably never talking to her. I probably would not. Depending on the reason, it just is what it is.
We are all, each of us, on a personal journey of growth. You with your behaviors and the women with theirs. You should not apologize for that journey, wherever it brought you. There, does that sound like a good sign?
Spiritually, what brought me emotionally, yes. I'm just saying that wasn't the right answer, but it was the answer.
No, I know. Well, let me just say in response responding to Brooklyn. One of the biggest lies that women were told is that marriage is a prison, when in fact marriage makes you more free. And you just expressed that, I think, if I understood you correctly. If you're still there. Brooklyn.
Alan, that is such a true statement. That was beautifully said. There is nothing more freeing than being in a marriage, especially when your marriage was built on truth to begin with, right? When you know who you're marrying, what you're getting into, you've never felt more safe to be you, right? Because most people put on this facade while they're dating, or if they fake who they are while they're in their relationship, because you see those TV shows of like, who the hell did I marry, right? But if you're true to yourself, the person who you're married to is completely honest, and you get married, oh my goodness, it is the greatest feeling in the world.
And not only with you and your partner, but also with other people, because there's a certain element of, okay, I'm not dating, I don't need to impress you anymore, I don't need to put on airs because I think you might do this or that or X or Y for me. I mean, there's still part of that, to be sure, but I think there's an element of, okay, I'm married now, I have this status, leave me the fuck alone, and I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want. I mean, I remember one of my good friends and his wife, who I had met in college, saying that exact same thing. It's like, now that I'm married, I can do what I want, especially in relation to her in-laws, because it's like, and they are Italian, and like everybody loves Raymond, they live next door to his parents. I mean, literally the exact same situation. But she was like, I'm married, that's it. We're a new entity that supersedes anything else previously in your life. And that's it.
Alan. Thank you, Alan. Appreciate you. Let me just jump in here real quick. Who was in there? Who's saying excuse me? I'm sorry. Tiffany, hold on. Tiffany, hold on a second. I'm gonna come back to you, I promise. But I gotta say hello to Haas and to Mr. Shade. Haas, how you doing?
I'm good.
Coach, how you doing, Coach?
Good, JB, how you doing, brother?
Man, chilling like Bob Dylan, man. Do you want to chime in on this conversation?
Hey, I'm trying to get the feel of it first before I chime in. Give me about 5 minutes, brother.
I got you. I'll come back to you. Mr. Shade, what's good? Mr. Shade, are you there? All right, let's go to Miss Tiffany. Miss Tiffany, go ahead.
Yeah, I think that my issue more so is, I have a few ex-fiancés, and I've been really close to getting married. But my thing is when people say sickness and health, death do you part, okay, what about a man, okay, well, my issue is a man being supportive enough to me if I have a health situation. Say, for instance, I'm sick, and I need him to fix me a bowl of soup, or I need him to drive me to a doctor's appointment because I need him to do these things for me. This is what is lacking most of the time, because most men now, there's a trend going around where men are saying that they don't chase women anymore. They don't want to chase a woman, and they're not going to call a woman and all this other type of stuff. And so, I think that's, kind of masculine, well, not masculine for a guy to be saying those things to a woman. Like, why are you out here telling women you're not chasing women anymore? I mean, no offense towards gay people and everything like that, but are you chasing a man? You know what I'm saying? When you say that you're not chasing a woman, that's what's going to be in the back of a woman's mind at the end of the day, that when you say those type of things.
I mean, Tiffany, I'm married, so I'm not, a part of this anymore. Thank God.
y'all remind me each and every day. I never want to be single. But when I hear, men say this, I do think you're gay. My homeboys in real life don't act like this. Never will like any of the male friends that I know in my real life not approach a beautiful woman. They will buy the whole damn table a drink. Y'all are weird. Weird,
Well, I'll say
weird.
this, MG, and I just speak for this guy here, this Brooklyn guy, the cracker in the corner. I have no problems buying you a round of drinks for the whole table, but if I'm in a relationship and it's not working out, I definitely don't chase. I just replace. I'm not putting my energy into chasing anybody. And that's just it works for me.
When I hear that you approach women, these men are like, no, she needs to approach me. I think it's weird for men to act like women.
MG, I will walk over to Tiffany, hold on a second. I will approach any woman. I don't care who they are. If they're beautiful and I feel like there could be chemistry, like I say it all the time, but I mean it. She thinks I'm joking. Yo, Elle is gorgeous. I have no problem saying that.
But Tiffany, when men say that, they're just seeking leverage. They want you to put yourself out there so they can see how much they can use and abuse you. They want to be the bad bitches. Leave them alone.
I used to approach women all the time, but then
What about men taking care of their woman and women taking care of their man? Like, say for instance,
I told her once, I told her twice. We have a one-way policy, stop interrupting. She doesn't stop. I get it, she's new, but she's gonna have to learn. Mr. Allen, go ahead.
Yeah, it might have been a bad joke. I said I used to approach women all the time, but then the old age home told me.
I blame part of it on social media that has effeminized these men, right? And I also blame the easy access to easy women that have feminized these men. Just my opinion.
Okay, you know what? You're onto something. We've been telling men for a hot minute now their masculinity is a problem. I think we have done a great disservice and a great deal of damage to younger men. I really do. I feel like who they are, we've been pounding it into their head that who they are by nature is bad, inherently bad. Now think about that for a minute. In a relationship, you can't have men doing things that come natural to them. Now they second guess their very nature. And of course then, it's going to come out in other ways that probably aren't productive. They're holding in who they are. I have a son who is a young man now, and we talk about this all the time. And basically, he's been told, and we probably live in an area where he's more free to be who he is. But I also know that he has friends who really struggle with this in a relationship, wanting to open the door, wanting to just be who they are, a provider, a protector, all of the things that men have been taught for centuries to be. They're not just taught, it's who you are. Yes, it's a problem.
Well, I'll say this though, and when I compliment you, I mean it. I compliment you differently than, let's say, Rydell. Because Rydell's happily married and she's my friend. But see, Rydell, and other women like Rydell, they're smart. Because when they address men on this app, they're like, hello, friend. And that's letting them know, hey, that's it, we're friends. Don't say no crazy shit to me. I'm happily married. I love my man. And I think that's ingenious. Just that, hello, friend. I think that's fantastic. But let me go to Haas because he's ready to go. Haas, go ahead, coach. Haas. Coach, are you there, Coach?
I'm here, JB. To the title. It's not one single woman that's masculine in the world. I don't think when you ask that question right there. I go by it. If a man think a woman is masculine because he's soft as hell, he a jelly bean back. That's extra soft. Women are not masculine. They might talk with aggressiveness. That's because they don't like you. a woman will only approach a man. I mean, a woman that will when a man approach a woman, she's aggressive because she don't like you, or you just don't know what to say to her. Most men in today's world, today's society, don't know how to talk to a woman, don't know how to respect a woman because they can't respect themselves. Now, you got some women out there that's just plain out evil. So that's why I would never say all women, because there's some women out here that's just plain just disrespectful. But we as men have to learn to move around them type of women. You got to pick the woman that's good for you. When I found my wife, I found the good woman. I found the godly woman. I found the woman that was raised by a two-parent household with her granddad and grandfather that raised her because her mother and father just couldn't work out. So her grandparents raised her. But that still didn't determine what type of woman she was. As she grew up older, she knew the family structure because she was the fourth generation. She had a great-grandmother. She had a great-grandfather was together for 63 years before they died 4 years ago. She had a grandmother and a grandfather before her grandmother. Her husband died in a motorcycle wreck, hit a house. And then she had a mama and her father that just separated. So she was the fourth generation. She seen their family structure. So I liked that right there. That attracted me because she was a respectful woman. I didn't want a woman that was always that's always yelling and talking loud and things like that. See, man set standards for themselves. But I think in today's society we forgot our standards as men. Our standard was always the short role of leadership. A woman ain't gonna follow a man that don't know how to lead his damn self. So the men of today, they don't know how to lead themselves, so they can't lead a woman. And that's how I feel. I see it in every city I go to. I see that. I don't care about no other communities, but I'm talking about just our community, us in this room right now. That the man that's not married, and the man that who's married, that he know how to lead a woman, he found a good woman. A man that serves God, find a good woman. I don't care what you believe in, what you want to follow, what God you bow down to and pray to, anything like that. You still have some structure. Religion comes with structure. Structures have always been in America, and we lost that structure. The structure of a man. The diary of a man, he don't know himself about himself. I'm writing a book now that talk about the secrecy of a man.
Yeah, but perhaps I have to push back a little bit. I don't believe all men are like you're describing. I'm just gonna assume, because I know you're a coach, that you're describing, in my opinion, probably the younger men, right? Old heads like me, like Matt, like Casey, right? Us old heads, we know how to lead. But I'm gonna be honest with you, bros. There is a certain segment of the younger community that pushes back, that don't want to learn from us. Because, they have all the technology, they know everything already. But I appreciate your share. Let me come back to you, Haas. Let me say hello to Inkman. Inkman, how you doing?
What's up, big dog?
You want to jump in on the conversation?
Yeah, man, I'm listening. I am married. I've been married for 10 years now. I have a family of 6 in my house. As far as structure goes, that all comes with understanding the role in which you're positioned in your household as a man, and understanding how to deliver what you want to deliver to your wife or to your woman in a way where it's to where it can be received. And I think a lot of the times with a lack of emotional management is where things go wrong, and that's on the woman's side and the man's side. I think the thing that I hear most of when I hear women complaining is about men, and men saying what other men don't do is, if any of you guys have sons, one day your son is going to be that person that a woman's blaming everything on. That's going to be your son one day. So when I think about this, and I have daughters and sons, I have to put myself in the mindset that if I don't if I can avoid putting my children on this spectrum of complaining about the other sex, opposed to being accountable for the things that they do and being accountable for their actions and their delivery and all the things that they do, then this problem won't keep occurring. But it seems as if it keeps occurring because one side is pointing the finger at the other side, and I think that's just a lack of accountability and a lack of emotional management.
Hey, man, let me ask you a question. And I love your share, by the way, and I agree with what you're saying. Alan, I got you, Alan. Hey, man, did you say you had 6 children?
Yeah. 2 of them in college and 4 are still in the house right now.
That's amazing. I just gotta say, bro, I think all my kids are grown, not grown up in this day and age of technology. Do you feel that technology hinders your ability to raise your children because they already have an output that they don't have to go to you for?
I think repetition is the father of learning. So I think looking online and watching and hearing what other people are saying, being in a house with with a parent that's active every single day, these things that I do because I have twins as well. I have some twin 4-year-olds, and I repeat things to them. I repeat things to my older children over and over and over, so it sinks in. So that when somebody does bring them the country, they already understand that ain't what Daddy told me. They never say this, and they know that I never tell them anything that's gonna harm them. So when they hear the opposite, then now the questions happen, and I tell them to question everything. I don't give a fuck who's telling you. Even question me sometimes if things aren't clear.
Man, I see you just joined the app. Please join this house. I love your share. I love your energy. And I love your vision for your children. That's amazing. Good for you, bro. We need more men like you in this world. No bullshit.
Thank you, brother. Hey, JP, can I ask y'all something?
Hold on 1 second. 1 second. I'll get right back to you. And when I say that, Hank, man, I mean that. Because I tell you what, even in the chat, MG said, shout out to Ink, man. Yo, big shout out to you, bro. Big shout out. But before I go to you, Mr. Make 'em Viral, I gotta say hello to the Teapot. Hello, Teapot.
Hello, JB.
Teapot, I gotta tell you something.
What's going on?
I don't even know why this happens when you come into my spaces. But to me, you are the epitome of femininity. And I love that about you. Now, don't get pissed at people, because she'll bang with you. But she's not only smart and gorgeous, she's strong. I just wanted to say that, Liz.
Well, thank you, JB. I appreciate that.
I appreciate you. So Liz, let me ask you, are women more masculine today or men just softer?
We're all the same as we ever were. The same thing that people are complaining about today was complained about in the 80s. It's complained about in the 60s. The difference between now and then is the internet makes it that the person in New York is heard by the person in China.
Thank you, Liz. Mr. Make 'em Viral, you had a question for Inkman?
Now, I had a question for a lot of the people inside the room, because like I said, I am probably the youngest person in here, 21 years old, 2004. That's my year I was born. I keep hearing, like, I'm going to call them little slick shots and attacks at the younger generation for sad things. And it's like, as a young man, honestly speaking, the stuff that y'all keep trying to, like, throw in our boats, we don't complain about these things. These are not talking points for us. We do not care about half of this stuff for real. Like, so, like, why do y'all keep trying to, like, focus on the younger people when this is not even our problems?
Anybody want to take that?
I can answer to you.
You want to go point?
Yeah, hi, JB. For the young man, please tap into Gen Z for Change on IG, just so you're aware. I shout out to you. I support Gen Z. I give them all the keys, the plugs, and funding. Why? Because they got a big job ahead of them. They have a big mess ahead of them, perpetuated by the millennials and the Gen X's and etc. That came before them. It stinks out there, and they have them wade through this muck. So I encourage all you older people, turn around, support Gen Z. Thank you.
Thank you, Cappuccino. Mr. Inkman, you wanted to chime in?
Yeah, he said that he asked the question, what does this have to do with their generation? Similar to what Point just said, is that if you guys are looking at the examples of the shit that older adults do and listening to the things that older adults say the same way we did when we were younger, the same examples that we had when we were growing up, it's one of those things that are done not so much by you being told this, but by you mimicking what you see. The same way you can't teach a child how to talk nor walk, they mimic talking and walking. So this is what you guys would do if all of your examples is every day you go online, this motherfucker that's our age arguing about how shitty men are, or men sitting up here and talking shit about women. You feel what I'm saying? So if this is what you guys are seeing, then this is what you guys are gonna mimic, and we see that by way of the music that's put out, like fuck a nigga, nobody needs a nigga, I ain't nobody, XYZ type shit, and this is your generation, and they fall into that. So when you say that it has nothing to do with you, just not yet.
Well, let me ask you a question. Hold on, Mr. McIntyre. Hold on, Alan. Hey, man, do you think that the music that's put out right now is detrimental to the youth of America?
Definitely.
It's the same thing was said when we were growing up, bro. But what do you think?
I think so. That's this is why you see people that's our age. I'm 40. That's our age that still can't figure it out. They're still having problems in relationships. They're in their 5th, 6th, and 7th relationships, still blaming the other person, and they got that from the music that we used to hear. The Trinas and the Lil Kims and all this shit, and people watch this shit, and then they grew older and started to mimic it, and now they don't understand why they can't have a productive relationship.
Thank you, man. I know Alan had his hand raised. Oh, Mr. McIntyre, you wanted to rebuttal that?
Yeah, I'd just like to say, I'd like to argue that point that we're mimicking. If anything, honestly, like the stuff that y'all see on social media, please don't get like wrapped up into that, because again, we know that this is just a way that we make money. So we're going to do certain things on this app called clickbaiting and all this other stuff to make money. But in our real lives, most young people I know that had said bad things going on in their lives or bad examples, they're doing the opposite. You feel me? So all these negative things that y'all saying, like, yes, I'm gonna be real with y'all. We understand a lot of it, and we picked it up early, and we like understand y'all frustrations, but we're not moving like y'all. We're having lower amounts of children, like without being married, or just in general. I think y'all said that we're having like, you feel me, like less sex. I mean, I'd like to argue that. I mean, I won't say we having less sex, but we're having safer sex. I say that. You feel me? They're having safer sex. It's just a lot of stuff that we heard about the older generation, or we're hearing from the older generation, that we're not like letting actually take heed in our lives.
You know, let me tap into that one too, only because I'm part of the same generation you are. I'm 02. But like, here's the thing that I have a problem with. It just feels like constant projection from the older generation about shit that they did during their time when they were our age, or shit that they're still doing at their big old age, and they're mad about it, and they're projecting it onto us, and we're not doing that. Because, again, you guys always want us to learn from the mistakes that you guys made, but want us to repeat everything that you guys did at the same time that led to all those damn mistakes. So that's what I'm confused about the entire time, which is always, hey, you don't want to be like us, you want to make sure that you don't repeat the same mistakes we do. You guys are all pussies and all trash because you don't fucking be like every single one of us when we were your age. When we were your age, we had to do X, Y, Z, blah, blah, blah. It was so much more difficult. Now all you kids do is go on your phone. Yeah, because that's what the world revolves around now. The technology. I'm sorry that we can navigate it better than you.
Let me jump in here real quick. I'm gonna say something very polarizing, and it might trigger some of you people. But if it doesn't apply, let it fly. Some of you people sound very whiny to me. That's just my opinion. Like you're pushing back on the older generation wants to teach you guys so you don't go through the same mistakes, and maybe we can find some common ground in this world instead of tearing each other apart. Just my opinion. But let me welcome Little Smitty to the stage. Little Smitty,
I was just gonna say, yeah, can I say something to that?
Please.
Because I'm so glad that you even you said that, you know, our generation is whiny. And the thing is that our generation speaks up for ourselves. Yes, we're not afraid to, I guess, rebuttal. But I don't understand, I guess, like, this generation, like, how we are today, we've seen what y'all went through. So, no, we're not participating. No, we're not okay with it. But, like he said, a lot of the older generation is projecting what y'all think we're doing and being like, this is why y'all are fucked up. Like, no, we're not even in that situation. So what are y'all talking about, you know?
Can I say one thing?
Hold on for a second point. I think so for all of us in the room that's older. Yeah, I remember how our parents would say stuff to us, and we would swear up and down that we knew better, and our parents was talking shit. And then the older, the more life we lived, we started to realize, oh shit, now I see what my mama was saying. Oh shit, now I see what my daddy meant. So being at a young age, and I do have a 19-year-old son, when you're that age, it's almost like you start to believe that the older generation don't know what the fuck they're talking about and they're out of touch. The more life you live, the more you'll start to see, oh shit, now I get it. But you're not going to get it right now. And it's always going to be a rebuttal against or a defense of someone telling you something because you hadn't lived enough yet.
No, the problem isn't that. The problem is that when you tell us to keep living it, or you'll get it when you're older, et cetera, and all the other stuff that you'll say around those lines, it just doesn't make sense because you're saying you want us to learn from your mistakes. So you want us to learn from A. You want us to get to point B, which is a place that's without those mistakes being made, which is supposedly better. And you want us to get through there using the method of doing exactly everything you did, including A, to get to B somehow. It doesn't make sense. You're saying to, okay, I need you to be exactly like how we are, but at the same time, we don't do the mistakes that we did, but we don't do the mistakes that we did. You're good.
Let me answer this. No, we don't want, it's not a matter of trying to keep you from making our mistakes. We want you.
Hold on, guys, hold on. Cappuccino, let Alan land his plane. Thank you. Get Alan.
Yeah, thanks. We want you to make your own mistakes, but we want them to be actual mistakes. Let me ask you a question. What feels better in your hand? Holding your phone, looking at a titty, or holding a titty in your hand? Which one feels better?
Holding one in my hand, no shit, sure.
Okay, yeah. Going on your phone keeps you from getting more titties.
Right! What a fucking concept! Social interaction! Like, oh my fucking god.
Hold on, everybody hold on. Thank you. Elle, you were trying to jump in on? Hold on, Alan, hold on. Thank you. Elle, you trying to jump in a second, Lil. Just give me a second, because I think Elle wanted to jump in.
No, I was just trying to get a little order. I heard several people talking at the same time.
Well, yeah, and I was going to say, guys, we have a one-mic policy in here, and if a mod is speaking, please just mute up. Ladies, my lady mods, Charlie's Angels, I got to get going in 5 minutes. If you want to keep the room open, you're more than welcome to. You're strong enough to run this room, trust me. Alan, did you land your plane?
Well, not really. I was just going to say, I saw Eagle Hawk said something about how you can get in trouble if you compliment a woman these days. I may not know much, but I knew that if you were in my day when I was single, I know if you were complimenting a woman, you were never going to get her. That's what I knew.
Well, I'll tell you what, Alan. Compliment.
Because now you're just kissing her ass.
Well,
and
Alan,
she knows you're trying to get her laid.
Alan, nowadays you got to be careful complimenting women. Not me, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm
is.
saying. Somebody was complaining that you couldn't now. And I'm saying, even way back when, before all of these changes happened, if you were complimenting a woman, she knew it, and she knew you were desperate. So that never worked anyways.
Alan, here's the thing. There's this new term, I think it's relatively new, it's called love bombing, right?
Yeah.
Hold on, I've been accused of bombing. There's a girl that goes on this app, and if I said to her one time, hey, nice PTR, and it, excuse me. To be honest, I didn't even find her attractive, I was just trying to be polite and nice. She went into like 20 rooms, said I was love bombing her. Okay? This is the world we live in. But let me go to Little Smitty, because Little Smitty's been patiently waiting. Then I'm going to go to Dr. Adams, who's not going to talk about fat backs or anything like that.
But notice how that was a woman from your generation, not mine.
I was just about to say
I didn't say that. Hold on, Lil, hold on.
Oh.
You're assuming XG. You don't know that. I'm sorry, Lo, go ahead.
No, you're just fine. So I was kind of saying more so to Alan's point, like that's kind of like exactly what we were saying. That sounds exactly like projection. That is a general issue. That is more so like something that needs to be talked about within the community in general. But to sit here and be like, oh, well, you know, the younger generation this and the younger generation that, that doesn't apply, you know what I'm saying? But because y'all are seeing it in a newer day and age, because social media is more existent, yes, you're gonna see it more often, but that does not mean that it's something that the younger generation is doing, because like I forget who said it, but like he said earlier, we've literally seen what y'all have gone through. Hence why our statistics are completely different than what y'all were dealing with 25 years ago. We are learning from what y'all did, and we are choosing to do differently. But because there's certain groups of people that are choosing to, you know, move in a light of, oh, feminism or this or that, y'all are trying to say that it's the younger generation, when at the end of the day, it's 30, 40-year-old women or 30, 40-year-old men. Those are who y'all are having issues with, not our generation.
Well, if I could respond quickly, I forget what year it is, but like 2035.
Is Alan the only one allowed to talk? Because
I asked permission. And
Excuse me, sir. Alan was speaking. Sir, allow Alan to speak.
Hold on a second. I just want to say, nobody has to admit to it, but it wasn't me who moved you, Cappuccino, so don't start calling me a racist.
Not me.
Go ahead, Alan.
And I asked, I said if it's okay to speak. So, in any event, it's like by 2035, 50% of the women in this country will be single. So you can say whatever you want, but that's what they're projecting. So I think there is a problem. Second of all, let me qualify what I've said. I dated both before the internet and after the internet. And at the beginning of the internet, let me tell you, it was the wild, wild west. And I can tell you what the internet robs both men and women of is intent. When you had to go out on a date, you had to get dressed up and take a shower and go to a club and have a car and have an income and make all of that effort.
Man, you're playing that.
I will. That showed women that a guy was serious, and it showed women that the man, and vice versa. Now you get, hey babe, you up, and the guy comes over and fucks you. You don't know where he's at. You're losing all of that information.
Okay, wait. First of all,
thank you. XG, hold on a second, please. So, I'm gonna go to Dr. Adams because I'm interested in what he has to say, because I know you hear me, Adams.
I'm sorry, I was in the Matrix.
Okay, so now you're not in the Matrix. No fatbacks, no slanderous statements. We're having a good conversation in here. Please continue the trend. The mic is yours.
Absolutely. So, you know, I'm going to say the quiet part out loud. Part of the reason why a lot of these women are single is because their aspirations in dating are outside of their class and their aesthetic worthiness. I think that that's very much so a conversation that needs to be had. You know, you have a lot of women that sit around, you know, and Weight Watcher lines, okay, but want to marry an NFL player that's dating Taylor Swift. Make that make sense. So at the end of the day, you know, people could continue to not say the quiet part out loud, but nobody wants to be married to a fat, bald-headed, loud-ass person with a house full of pets and a bag full of snacks.
Thank you for that insightful share. Curtis, how you doing, Curtis? Curtis, are you there? All right, we're going to go popcorn style, guys. Ladies, I'm going to be leaving in a few minutes.
This time, the old people just don't know. The old people, the young people just don't get it. They're stupid.
because the old people.
One at a time, please. Thanks. This is a tale as old as time. Like literally every generation. I used to think my parents didn't know shit. I literally told them they didn't know shit. And then I had kids and went, God, maybe they knew some stuff. That is actually, it just happens. I'm sorry, but it just happens. We do this, and then you look at your parents and go, they don't know shit. And then they look at you and you don't know shit. And then there's a meeting of the minds later in life. It's, you know what? You'll make it. You'll all make it.
Yes, the reason they say that the older generation.
Hold on. I want to say this, then I'm gonna mute up. I promise, actually. I miss the days of dating in AOL when they had AOL chat rooms. AOL chat rooms to me was the most amazing dating spot. Get XG.
Yeah, the reason we say you guys don't know shit is because half of you guys haven't been in the dating scene for over a fucking decade. How would you know shit?
True.
Hey, no, but
Okay,
no,
to
hold on.
this point, I'm sorry, go ahead, mate.
Yeah. Alright, so what I was gonna say was, see, I'm still hearing the same, like, we don't know. That's not true. If anything, y'all keep trying to, like, undermine the things that we potentially have knowledge on. And it's like, we have more than that knowledge. Like, honestly speaking, this is not just, like, crazy to me. This is, like, insane, actually. Y'all understand that we have more access to certain things. It's crazy, right? I'm about to break it down. Y'all understand we have more access. Pause. Y'all understand that life is progressing fast. Pause. Y'all understand we have stuff like the internet. We are having things like Clubhouse and all these crazy things going on.
So we all have this information. Why are these bitches so fat, unaware, and single?
No. Now, listen, though. This is Dr. Adam Total Chill. Listen, so y'all understand that we got all this going on, but y'all think that we're not knowledgeable. And then not only do we have the information from, like, online sources, our real lives are crazy because we have to have you guys as parents. You know how, like, traumatizing that is? Like, y'all are our parents. You feel me? Then we got grandparents that came from a generation that's arguing about some whole different shit. Like, do you guys not know the trauma that the younger generation be having?
Hold
like,
on.
I like that. Wait.
Time out. Mr. Murphy Bible, please mute up. Please. I'll come back to you, I promise. But this sense of entitlement that your generation has, I'm so over it, bro. How about a little gratitude to the people that raised you, fed you, put clothes on your back, washed your ass when you couldn't?
We didn't ask you to create us, though. Like, okay, so first of all, can I say something to that point?
No, hold on. Let me finish. Let me get off of that.
Okay, because I was finna speak after him, so I just wanted to speak on her point, but like, it's just a crazy statement for you to make.
Was it? Let me tell you something. You guys, in your mind, your generation, think, oh, we have parental responsibilities. Even when you're grown-ass men and women, 21, 22, 23 years old. My only parental responsibility is make sure my children have a roof over their head if they can't do it themselves, clothes on their back, and food in their stomach. But they gotta figure that shit out themselves. This sense of entitlement, oh, I'm so traumatized from my parents. Come on now, how about a little gratitude towards your parents? We got a little Smitty.
Thank you. So my thing is it's not a sense of entitlement, it's just honesty. We didn't ask you to create us. We didn't ask you to create children, and then y'all didn't do the mental stability that you needed. You didn't do the research that y'all needed to do. So y'all sat here and y'all wanted to blame your kids for not being, quote unquote, grateful for y'all's lack of doing more, for being more emotionally aware. Anyway, on Elle's point, what I wanted to say, she said something to the, oh gosh, I already forgot what she
I
said.
said every generation thinks the generation above them doesn't know shit.
Right.
You get a little older and go,
So
now I
this
have
is the
kids,
thing.
and now I got a mortgage, and I'm like, maybe they know things. So there's sort of a meeting of the mind that happens.
So the thing is that we learned from y'all. We learned from y'all though, and this is
we learned from the y'alls ahead of us. And
right,
y'alls
but
ahead of them.
I hear you, and I heard you. I was just responding. I would like to respond if that's okay.
No, but what I'm saying is this is normal. This is normal. What's happening? The conversation, the older
I was gonna say, I hear you.
I'm a moderator.
Ella's a mod.
Shut the fuck up.
It doesn't matter though.
Yeah, it does fucking matter.
I will leave. I don't care.
It does. Now, this is the rules of the room.
Okay, so guys, here are the rules of the room again. There's a one mic policy. When a mod comes off a mic, I only have female mods. When the ladies come off their mic, please mute up. You can have the dialogue. I promise everybody gets to speak. So if Elle wants to engage with Lil, be my guest. But guys, Lil, just respect the green bean. I know it's not a big deal, but in this room, we respect the green bean, and you'll get everything off your chest, I promise.
No, I love having the conversation. Listen, this is the tale as old as time, is what I'm trying to tell you. This is not new. Nothing about this you don't know. No, you don't know. It's not new, I promise you. Our parents didn't do the work, their parents before them didn't do the work, and their parents before them didn't do the work. They had to grow also. A lot of them were kids themselves when your parents were probably children themselves when they had kids. This is just life. It's not that deep. We're sitting here bitching on an audio app about shit that is literally centuries old. And it'll be okay. You'll be okay.
Can I speak?
Do you feel like there were different attitudes, Elle, towards...
Respectfully, I would like to speak.
I am respectfully handing the mic to you right now, ma'am. Go ahead.
Thank you. Because I heard you. I understand what you're saying. The point of what I'm saying is growth happens generation after generation after generation. And technology in itself has grown so much in the last just 20 to 10 years. So I hear you. But being upset that we saw what y'all went through and we chose to do differently, and we're not taking the...
Who's upset?
Going to... Ma'am.
No, really, for real.
It's fine talking. I'm done talking because you feel like you're right, and I'm not going to speak over you and over and
So, Tori, shut the fuck up.
Correct.
Listen, I'm asking you. Shut up, please. I'm asking. Oh my God.
Why are you telling her to shut up? That's something else.
Very specifically. It doesn't help.
You don't feel like it's rude to tell you to shut up because you're on Clubhouse?
When they interrupting is rude. I don't know if I can explain that, but you and I are having dialogue. I don't need her to have your back on some bullshit that doesn't need it. I'm asking you genuinely. Who's the we you're talking about?
Okay, I'm talking about obviously people like you that are like minded like you, because you were so upset that you had to cut me off, and this is the third time that you cut me off. So clearly you feel so strongly about what I'm saying. Does that make sense?
I don't actually feel that strongly, but what I do want to say is that what you're complaining about isn't new. It isn't original. It is a tales old of time. That's it. That's the only thing I have to say. The we, the them, the we, the them. Again, it's old news. You'll be okay.
Can I ask I'm not complaining. Nobody's complaining. This is a conversation. You made a point. So I was explaining to you why our generation feels differently.
And
y'all feel like we don't say anything that y'all have to say. That's not true.
Yes.
I have a question for you. Let's move on from you and Elle because we're not getting anywhere.
Can I say something?
I get to say what I have to say? That's not platform wrong?
You guys are not going to agree. She sees it one way, you see it another. But you keep saying something that's really interesting to me. You keep saying or referencing what you guys went through. What did we went through? Like, I'm confused. What is she talking about? Did she
That's
just
what
leave?
I'm trying to get to. I don't know.
What trauma have we went through? Like, I can't.
We're some of the most privileged black people that have ever walked the face of the earth.
Honestly,
So it's crazy.
I can't tell you guys from. Y'all look like sex workers on the cool. Like, I look at your IGs, I can't tell if you're a prostitute or if you're in school. Like, it's just the lines are so blurred. You look like whores. Most of y'all. So I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I'm just confused. So that's what I wanted to say.
Well, I think it's interesting because older women also look like hoes. Right? Trying to keep up with younger women, shopping on Fashion Nova, getting BBLs at the age of 36, dying on tables because your blood pressure is high, you weren't equipped to get. I just think that it's always an old and young thing.
I'm married.
I'm speaking to her point about younger women looking like hoes. Prostitution started in 2005. It's been around for years.
Tori, let me ask you a question, and then you can have the mic, I promise. What generation are you part of?
I'm Generation X. I meant Z, sorry.
Okay,
but that still shouldn't matter though. Like, my parents are boomers. My parents are Generation X. So I grew up with older parents. And so I just think that there's always this old and young conversation, and older people definitely don't like to be held accountable, right? Especially in the Black community, they lack a lot of accountability. They feel like, oh, I did the best I could versus, it's just like, oh, I did the best I could. And it's like, I understand that to a certain point. But I think there should have been some therapy happening before people just had kids, because a lot of us are living through now your traumas that you failed to deal with.
I understand putting a roof on a child's head. I have a child of my own, right? And feeding them.
Are you married? Are you married?
Yeah, I'm a married woman. Is there anything else you want to know about me?
I'll just check in. You know, we're talking
Okay, yeah, November 10th, 2020. Yeah, November 10th, 2020.
just making sure that you're not running out of.
I'm not very serious.
But your other counterparts are the statistic, ma'am.
Yeah, I just was trying to say, I didn't really mean to start all this, but I was trying to say, I don't like the younger people, when we have these conversations about certain things, because I honestly argue that the younger people are doing better than their older peers, if not already, like on the road to doing better.
Fuck y'all are not.
Yeah, I mean, in a lot of ways,
Y'all own shit.
Wait, pause. In a lot of ways, we are, like the other lady said, she's married as a younger lady. I'm married. My wife's a young lady. You feel me? I have my child. I don't have, like, certain arguments and narratives that y'all have. Certain problems are not my problems. You feel me? Me and my wife, like I said, I'm 21. She's 24. We're already middle class. You feel me? Our two incomes placed together. It's a whole bunch of different things that I'd like to say that, like, I believe a lot of the younger generations are doing better than the older people. So, like, respectfully, if y'all, like, want to have these conversations, it's cool, but don't place us inside the middle of it to take away from the accountability for y'all doing. If y'all feel certain ways about certain stuff, then that's y'all. You don't always gotta resort back to, like, okay, well, this is going on. And I feel like it's the younger generation that's doing, because the dating, what triggered this is I heard the situations about dating and all this other stuff, and we're not just dating online. We're dating in real times. Men, like younger men, are not scared to, like, approach women. We're approaching multiple women all the time.
Well, you shouldn't be approaching anybody because you're married. But hold on, I need to hear my voice, and I need to jump in for 2 seconds. El, Vero, Liz, MG, I got a boogie. You guys want to keep it open?
I am getting ready to go back out fishing, so I'm going to be done for the evening. But
Liz?
You have a good night, JB.
I have nothing to say to these young people who know everything. Good luck. Good luck. Holler at me when you can.
I got one thing to say.
Wait, hold on, Alan.
Oh my God.
Vero, did you want to run the room? Because I'm bailing.
I'll run the room for a bit until it dies out. But I just want to quickly say, like, Alan, I have no beef with you, but you are way older. Just way.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could be able to relate at all to these kids. Not kids, but to these young adults even.
Vero, do me a favor. When you leave, shut the room. And I'm just gonna say this real quick. Then I'm gonna bail because I gotta take my dog out. But these entitled, know-it-all brats who have no fucking gratitude in their hearts. Now listen, if it don't apply, let it fly. Listen, let me speak, and then you guys can say whatever you want. Because I'm not even gaslighting. I'm keeping it real. This whole attitude of, this young man, and I like Mr. Make Him Viral, even though he gaslights me sometimes. He's saying, we date him real. Bro, you're married. You shouldn't be dating. You're spoken for already. Leave it alone. But let me tell you something. One day, I wish I had recordings on that you could listen to 20 years from now. And you're like, damn, I sounded like a total asshole there.
Or, yeah, they're still fucking stupid.
Okay. Thank you, MG. XG. All right, I'm out here, guys. Enjoy the conversation. Stay safe. Be well. And be nice to each other. And, yeah, everybody in this room is invited to mine and Nell's wedding. Goodbye.
Hold on. It's always the young generation knows it all, but any disagreement with the older generation that's not adhering to your viewpoint is all of a sudden entitlement.
Thank you.
Yeah. I just wanted to say, well, I guess JD already left, but when you were saying, I'm trying to say about the relationships. No, I'm just saying that if y'all have problems inside y'all relationships, make it work between y'all and y'all work it out and y'all talk about why you guys are having these problems. Don't throw the young generation inside there as like collateral for you guys to finally agree that like on some shit and y'all blame it on us. Like we don't have shit to do with y'all relationship.
Thank you for the advice. I appreciate it.
You are to blame. Hold on one second. Is that your own? Sorry.
Yeah, it's me. Yeah, I haven't spoken yet, so I just wanted to chime in and said, you know, there is some validity to what you're saying, Mr. Make or Make, I'm not really too sure, but I will say there's a little validity to it because I do remember recently reading an article in the New York Times. I'm a millennial. I'm 38 years old right now. I am married, no children. And I recently read an article about more women in our 40s, are having kids more than kids in high school having kids, which I was like, wow, fuck yeah, I love this. This is fabulous. You know, one is to stick it to the men about saying we're too old to have kids. There's a lot of women in their 40s having kids, even in their 30s. But also the kids aren't having kids anymore in high school, which I think that's fabulous. And I think we should give these, you know, give the kids in high school some credit. At least, and that's coming with this new generation.
Wait, one second, Adams. Why are we giving them credit? Like, that's giving credit like a fish for swimming. And that's part of the reason why they developed.
I get that.
This is part of the reason why they developed that entitlement.
I can understand that, but what Mr. Make was saying had some validity to it, and I think that's all I was giving them credit for. But I think y'all getting your underwear to twist about it is also unnecessary.
So let me just say this, okay? Generation Z and millennials have bled the baby boomers dry, okay? Absolutely dry. The demands as far as consumerism, the demands as far as entitlement, the demands as far as the parental shaming culture that generation engaged in is absolutely unforgivable. It is absolutely unforgivable, okay? The Generation Z is the most privileged fucking subset of humans that have ever walked this earth. Like, let that sink in for a second. Let that sink in for a second. My dad's brothers were born during the Depression, okay? My dad's brothers were born during the Depression. They were born during the Depression. Yes.
Hold on. I just wanted to say, having raised people in this generation, I'm going to say this generation actually has been through some shit. If you want to really break it down, they have been through some shit.
What?
And in their formative years. So I don't want to, like, COVID actually fucked up some kids. I watched my own kids persevere through some serious bullshit. And no, it's not World War II. But I'm going to say, in my growing up years, we lived in a relatively peaceful time in the world.
It wasn't the breadlines, Al.
Different. Life was different. I didn't have to contend with the shit that even my children, I looked at what my kids had to deal with. I never, bullying online, COVID, all this, I never had to deal with any of that. Every move I made being filmed by somebody, I never lived through that. I had an innocent childhood. I didn't have to worry about a camera being in my face, no matter what I did.
Yeah.
It is not, there is some stress that comes with this. But that being said, I also feel like my kids through that are more resilient. I think they're more resilient. Now, if I wanted to pick on a generation, I'd probably pick on millennials a little bit. I'm just saying. But we all have our shit. I think each generation we could look at and we all have our shit. That has been my point. We all have things. We can look at boomers. We can lay some things at the feet of boomers. We all have it.
Evidence. Gail just talked about how she felt about her personal situation. What the gentleman was talking about was nationwide. So there was no evidence, but if you just want to interrupt just to force people to agree with you, then that's how we'll do it.
Did you actually have to have a conversation with your great-grandparents?
Well, I got
No. I wanted to answer the question. There is an environmental difference.
Brought forth any evidence.
There is an environmental difference of somebody that did not actually hear firsthand because you won't shut the fuck up. And this is part of the entitlement from your generation.
The same guy keeps interrupting everybody and won't let anybody speak other than him.
I got some facts that I can bring to the room. It's very simple. Are you healthy, relatively speaking? Are you over the age of 21? Can you move your feet and in your arms, and do you have eyesight? Congratulations, you're now an adult. Your parents have done their job. Whatever accountability you think they should or should not have taken, they raised you to adulthood. You are legally, morally, and developmentally now an adult human. You get to make your own mistakes. You get to make your own decisions.
And the
Whatever
sky is
your
fucking blue.
parents
Thank you for stating the
did
obvious.
yes, whatever your parents did or did not do, they're done. You can't hold them accountable.
Move on.
For anything.
Alan, I'm agreeing with you in saying that. They need to move on.
Yeah, all right.
The young guy here has said he's doing well for himself. So what are you talking about?
Here's the problem. A lot of people. All you're gonna do is
not done.
You still not done?
Head and
Alright, guys.
Why don't you take some notes and why don't you listen?
We got more than
Why
fucking
don't
one
you listen to
word.
the wisdom this man is giving?
Hello, what's going on here? What's going on here?
Alan doesn't want us to have the conversation. That's the point.
Just let Alan finish, and then we'll move forward. After Alan's finished.
Everybody go
Okay,
get
go ahead.
This is a long-winded way of saying don't have
I
a conversation.
understand. Just let Alan finish and get off his chest, and then we'll move forward.
Thank you.
Honestly.
By the way, I'm going through this with my own Vero, so I'm in the middle of this. Now, if you would like some advice on how to manage your adulthood, fine. Then leave us alone, because guess what? We had a conversation with you for 21 years. We're done. We don't have to have a conversation.
Alan, hurry up and land.
Yeah, well, there you go. We don't have to have a conversations. We're the adults. We're done talking. Good luck. Have a good life.
Okay, so yeah.
It sounds like you're projecting whatever issues you're having in your life onto
First of all, some of you young 20-something-year-olds are still taking money from your parents. Okay, some of us, the older people on the stage, are supporting their parents. Okay, so when you can leverage managing a household like that, then you can actually have a stake in this argument. You just became an adult yesterday, and you want to tell everybody on stage.
I don't even know how old I am, so you
Let's go. Okay, everybody. We're gonna keep this like a nice, smooth running conversation.
I would like to finish what I was saying.
Mr. May, we're gonna go ahead. Hi, everybody. We're gonna go ahead and let Lil finish what she was saying. Go ahead.
Thank you. I appreciate that. My thing is this is kind of like the point that we're making. Like, understood that, you're having issues with whatever kids or whatever generation that you're having issues with. However, the way that you feel is not the way that everybody feels. Mind you, I was raised by my grandparents, and then later on had my parents in my life. So I know that for a fact that just because I reached the age of 21 does not mean that I cannot go to them and ask them for advice or ask them for help. However, what I'm not going to sit here and do is going to excuse the failures that they had, and not because, that they didn't try, but they're human beings. They had failures as individuals growing up. So now that we know more, we're not going to sit here and act like a lot of people are, or not even a lot of people, especially our younger people, are not in therapy because of the lives that they had to grow up with. So let's not sit here and be like, oh, well, young people are entitled to this and this and da-da-da, because y'all literally traumatized a whole generation. And then now it's, oh, fuck us because because we're like, no, like, that's not okay.
Oh, here we go with this bullshit.
What kind of mess is that?
Please, my dad was getting beat with a fucking switch.
Yeah.
Okay, you think that any of the laws will support that shit in 2025? Tell a fucking coddle.
Y'all just love romanticizing your trauma.
Exactly. And that's kind of the point.
You back off the mic again. They gave you the floor, and now you back off the mic.
Yeah, he sound like he upset, and that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm kind of mad at myself for even bringing this up, because I realized I noticed it, but all out on like relationship stuff, like I kept hearing older people, what I call deflecting, and like trying to place all their issues on why they're not like making their relationship work on, like, I'm going to say what could be their kids or the younger generation. And it's just like, that's not why you guys are emotionally unstable people. And like fucking up with each other. You feel me? Like this conversation, are women more masculine today? Are men soft? Like that's not the reason. We're not the reason.
Emotional unstable. You get refused a prom date in your generation. Y'all run up into a school with a machine gun. What the fuck are you talking about?
Adams, be quiet.
Every time that he cut me off or cut somebody else off as an old, yeah, I forgot what generation he said he was from. He's proving my point. Like, sir, this is not us. And who keep muting? Like, which one of these moms keep muting?
Listen, I'm gonna mute you all again. I'm gonna boom the room. I'm gonna say this one time. I think back. Shut up. One mic at a time. I'm not babysitting. So if we can't have a decent conversation, we'll just end the room. Okay, that's it. I'm not gonna say it again. Take turns. Quit yelling over each other. It's stupid.
Respectfully though, we're not your children, so
I don't give two fucks.
You see how she wants to
like children.
Hell,
like
children.
Like respect.
Let me have a moment.
I'm not gonna sit here and say fuck you, shut up, and all that because I was.
No, hell, don't go in the room. Give me a green. I mod very well.
That's it.
You see how this lady? You see how she's trying to help?
Kind of emotional state you're in a situation like that with two guys and your girl. You know what we ask of a person in those kind of situations doesn't seem to be very reasonable. I think him punching the dude is reasonable. I don't see what's unreasonable about that. And that is the standard that the reasonable man standard is what's taken up in courts. Two guys, and I don't see how they could have called him unreasonable. And one of him and his girlfriend. I don't see, so him being conflicted, I can understand it because you don't want your son to get a charge, but that doesn't mean that it'd be different if he just went at the guys, without being provoked and he was just bullying the guys or whatever. But that wasn't the situation, and unfortunately, our justice system can't adjudicate things fairly every single time. So I personally don't see any problem with it.
Yeah, well, we can move on because he's not here, and not unless other people wanted to comment on it. Any other conflict resolution?
I'll share mine a little bit, and I'll try to keep it short. I'm a little bit, I agree with B about what you just described. I think it's always difficult. I think the big problem is trying to get to, what's the reason for having the argument or fight with people. I'm more careful online than I am probably than anything else, frankly, because two reasons. I usually spend a lot of time online going back and forth with clients and people and talking. And when you're online, you can't tell why someone has responded. I mean, you can tell you can tell the response, but you can't tell what might be the trigger for it. I had a friend of mine, this happened a couple of years ago. He mistook something I said to his wife online and got really upset with me. And this was we were really growing up, childhood friends, everything else. What was irrational about it was, and I'm not dogging him for saying it, but what was weird was that I had never met his family. We knew each other when we were kids, and he somehow mistook any liking towards her post and a DM I sent. And it wasn't one of those weird DMs trying to be flippant or flirty. It was to say, hey, if you're a business owner, I'd like to keep in support with you. And he misread that somehow. And I couldn't get him to calm down for 15 minutes. He kept sending a whole bunch of DMs. I finally had to block him. And he finally, but the good news was, the good part of the story was he came out about maybe a day later, and he got through me, through his brother, and said, hey, I'm sorry, I just did think that I misread something. And I did press him about it. For me, conflict resolution is if you say you're sorry about something, I try not to make people feel too guilty about what it is, even if I'm curious on it. I still don't know what day what triggered it. But I just told him, I said, you know me for a long time. I helped you on resumes and stuff, in the past. I wouldn't harm you like that. And just left it at that. And sometimes you just have to be, I think for conflict resolution, there's going to be times where you don't get a sense of why the person is attacking. You just have to be as simple and just say, start things online and try to carry that out in the world. I tend to be a little cautious about, people being a little, over violent, overdone, for something that probably just didn't need some better clarification just to get done with it. So I try not to to my end of it, I just try to be very careful. And when I do talk to people about it, I'm more interested in the resolution and more interested in trying to understand what's happened, but I try not to embarrass people online ever. So that's just my 2 cents. I hope that helps.
That was
I
nice.
like the comment.
phone actually died on me. I didn't realize I've been on the app that long.
Hey,
Go ahead.
I have.
Go ahead.
Oh no, if you're not finished, Pierre, I can wait till after you're done.
No, I was going to say very simply, Gemini. I appreciate your story and appreciate how you felt with your son. Sometimes it's still no one expects 2 guys to come out of the woodwork to attack your girlfriend, and it's all right to feel. Just want you to know the support, and it's okay to feel that sort of conflict. You don't want your son getting in trouble with the law for any reason, but at the same time, sometimes you need to do what you got to do. And that's what your son was trying to do. So I hope this is support for you.
Appreciate it, man. I appreciate your input.
So I was just gonna say to what Gemini described, when you're talking about like a threat of physical violence, and also too like the young man's mental health, like for his son, because some things sometimes inaction can live with you in your mind for years. So the fact that it was worth essentially getting that charge for him, I believe that it was. But that's also, like I said, it's a threat of physical violence. It's something that's in your face. When we're on Clubhouse, or when you're like speaking to someone, even face to face, if it's an argument, sometimes in my opinion, it's best to try to think about the other person's perspective, because just understand that everybody's point makes sense to them, whether it makes sense to you or not. Literally everybody's point makes sense to them. First Lady's PTR is very interesting. I've never seen that before, but it literally just speaks to the fact that everybody has their own perspective, and so just understand that. When we get into these things on Clubhouse, because I hear it all the time, so when people crash out or you get upset with someone on Clubhouse, I guess what I would recommend is maybe taking a beat, trying to think about where the person's coming from, maybe listening to try to understand. But ultimately, unless somebody is going to hurt you, I don't really necessarily understand the need to go off on an app. Like we talk all the time. I've never seen any of you in person. None of us are in physical proximity. We're not in anybody's space. It's just an app to where we're communicating over the app. So to me, there's nothing on this app that should make anybody escalate to the point of like just losing their shit. In my opinion, but again, I'm older than some of y'all, and I've had different experiences. I've done stuff, I guess, to where I've made mistakes. I've learned this over time, that sometimes winning a battle, it's great in the moment, but then it's like you end up suffering over time. For like you might get a short-term win and a long-term loss. And another thing that I'll just throw out here too, and again, I'm a land, but when you do something, if somebody does something to you that you feel like